sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
We're not adults, so just be there and like listen. I just want someone to yap to. And I just feel like I'll be fine like if someone just hears me talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
You're doing a really good job. And I don't think I tell you that enough. And I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us. But try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at sounditouttogether.org. That's sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
We are the home of Milwaukee Black Talk. 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. The music industry is still trying to figure out how to grapple with AI. Some artists say it helps them streamline the creative process, but others are worried about how easy it might be to create fakes. Grammy Award-winning producer Timbaland, for one, says he thinks AI is a useful tool for artists. He's not worried about AI replacing producers like him, even if the tech is able to mimic his sound.
It's never going to give you me unless you know how I think. Everybody's taste ain't great. You know what I'm saying? There are people that make stuff that they like to make music, but it ain't good music.
In fact, the thing Timbaland is most worried about is how AI could discourage collaboration. He told Bloomberg that as much as he thinks AI would have been helpful during his hit-making heyday, the connections he made with other artists is way more important to him.
The reason why I'm glad that it wasn't back then, because it wouldn't allow me to collaborate with people. If it was available back then, it would have been like me and the machine.
I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies to same item, current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at lowes.com/lowest price guarantee.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet, so make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Sherwin on the mic, better tune in now. Milwaukee flame, he be holding it down. Best in the biz, put respect on the name. Whole nation know he ahead of the game. Sherwin on the mic, better tune in now. Milwaukee flame, he be holding it down. Best in the biz, put respect on the name. Whole nation know he ahead of the game.
Turn the dial up, it's that power in the voice. Sherwin speak truth, he ain't never had a choice. Milwaukee on the map, he connecting all the noise. Talk real, walk real, never playing with the toys. Facts load heavy when he step to the plate. Every segment cut deep, he be raising the stakes. While they mumble in the dark, he be sparking debates. Big brain, big heart, got that leader's grace. He the voice of the city and the soul of the street. Truth ride, the baseline, wisdom in the beat. Ain't no filter when the mission is clear. Sherwin Hughes, they respect or they fear.
Sherwin on the mic, better tune in now. Milwaukee flame, he be holding it down. Best in the biz, put respect on the name. Whole nation know he ahead of the game. Sherwin on the mic, better tune in now. Milwaukee flame, he be holding it down. Best in the biz, put respect on the name. Whole nation know he ahead of the game.
They be calling it a show, but it's really a movement. Dropping jewels daily, you can feel the improvement. Got the facts in the fire, never watered it down. He a giant on the mic, wearing intellect's crown. No cap when he snap, every topic get touched. Ain't afraid of the smoke, nah, he welcome the rush. While the rest play safe, he be speaking the rough. Cut from a rare cloth, he ain't fabric that's plush. Policy the people from the hood to the hill. He break it all down, keep it raw and real. You ain't heard radio till you tap this wave. Sherwin got the truth that the nation crave.
Sherwin on the mic, better tune in now. Milwaukee flame, he be holding it down. Best in the biz, put respect on the name. Whole nation know he ahead of the game. Sherwin on the mic, better tune in now. Milwaukee flame, he be holding it down.
He the
best in the biz, put respect on the name. Whole nation know he ahead of the game.
Industry king got the crown in place. They be watching from afar, try and copy the grace. But the voice too rare and the mind too cold. When Sherwin drop gems, it's like bricks of gold. He ain't just talking, he changing the scene. From the struggle to the power, he be building the dream. Milwaukee's own, but his reach go wide. When he talk, real ones feel that pride. So salute to the man with the mic and the cause. He ain't in it for the fame, he be breaking the laws of fake radio. He the realest to do it, to do it, to do it, to do it, to do it.
Sherwin on the mic, better tune in now. Milwaukee flame, he be holding it down. Best in the biz, put respect on the name. Whole nation know he ahead of the game. Sherwin on the mic, better tune in now. Milwaukee flame, he be holding it down. Best in the biz, put respect on the name. Whole nation know he ahead of the game.
Good morning. Welcome to the program. Today is Wednesday, May 28th, 2025. I know why you're tuned in. You're tuned in to hear my big announcement. Don't worry, the announcement is coming. Everybody relax. The announcement will be arriving when the announcement arrives. We'll work up to that now. You guys know that one of my favorite restaurants in the city, it's a quaint little Mexican joint called Solito Lindo. It's on South 2nd Street, roughly 2nd and National Avenue. Also, if you know me, you know that I really love and enjoy the fact that Milwaukee is being recognized as a city that has a burgeoning food scene. We have incredible restaurants in this city. Some big, some small, some unique, some fusion, some very boutique. All different types of cuisine from all over the world finds a very comfortable home here in Milwaukee, and I'm really, really proud of that. I think this is the next era in this city to be recognized, not just for the old school blue-collar factory work that brought many generations of people to the city, but this next incarnation of Milwaukee is a city that offers hospitality, a real convention city. If I'm not mistaken, I think we're the only city in America that got both the Democratic National Convention and the Republican National Convention in 2 consecutive election cycles. That says a lot about us. That is a testament to how other people feel about Milwaukee. We have our feelings about this damn city, too. And for those of you that may be unfamiliar with the city of Milwaukee, I would invite you to listen to not just this show, but all of the shows on 101.7 The Truth, because you get perspectives on this city from the micro to the macro, but coming from people that actually live here. Well, Dr. Ken is from Chicago, but we won't hold it against him. There's a lot of nuance here in this city. There's a lot of stuff to be angry about, to complain about. You know, summer is coming up. You know, us Milwaukeeans, we got to batten down the hatches when it comes to summer now. Just like when the winter comes, you got to make your little preparations for the winter time because you have those many months of cold you got to prepare. Well, we got to prepare for the summer as well because we see these upticks in violence that we know are coming, yet are powerless to fix them. But the outside world sees a different city. Northwestern Mutual, a 160-plus-year-old corporation, one of the largest and most respected here in the city of Milwaukee, has their annual international convention here in Milwaukee. I reckon Northwestern Mutual probably has offices and associates on at least 2, if not 3, other continents, but they choose to bring better than 10,000 people here every single year for their national conference, their national convention. It says so much about this town. It's a very diverse city. I find that to be a good thing. Some of you have now made diversity the enemy I do weep for you because that's a horrible perspective to have. Like I said, my favorite restaurant, one of them anyway, is Solito Lindo. I have this running list of restaurants just in the city of Milwaukee. I haven't even created my suburban list yet because the suburbs are not the same as the city. And that is coming from someone who takes pride in this city. And I take responsibility for it too. Like if I travel somewhere and somebody's talking mess about Milwaukee, I will defend this town because this is where my money goes. This is where I live. This is where I work. This is where I pay my taxes, my property taxes, my sales taxes. Pay a lot of taxes. I pay a lot in tax. We all do if you live here. But that gives me the right to defend, to complain, to yell, to scream, all of that because I'm paying for the right to do that. Oh, and by the way, I vote. I vote a lot, but only once per election. So I will defend this place. I also will hold it to task. It's not always rosy, but there are wonderful things about this town. And everybody knows it because even the bored, sad, lonely suburbanites, they come here. They come here to see the little concerts. They come here to see the little Summerfest. Oh, by the way, have I got a treat for you? And no, this is not the announcement. I keep veering off the fact that the story I have to tell is about Solito Lindo. Rick, don't let me forget to get to my story about Solito Lindo. Something happened there on Friday, and it's one of my favorite restaurants. It's on my list of favorite restaurants in the city of Milwaukee. Something happened.
What happened?
No, I ain't going to tell you yet.
What's the tea?
Something happened in my favorite restaurant. I have been going to that restaurant for probably 25 years. I don't know if there's another restaurant that I have consistently been going to for a quarter century. Because a lot of the restaurants we used to go to, back in the day, they're not around no more. You ain't got no Sizzler no more. Remember the Sizzler?
Ponderosa.
No. Ponderosa's gone. There used to be one in Hartford on Highway 60. And let me tell you what's crazy about Ponderosa. Because my family is so incredibly nostalgic. Because Ponderosa's used to be everywhere.
That was the original buffet, wasn't it?
I don't know.
It was more popular before Old Country Buffet got popular.
There was a buffet that was on Fond du Lac called Scanda House. But that goes back to like probably the 50s or the 60s. But I think for our generation, Ponderosa, because it was just common. You had one at Mayfair. You had one at Northridge.
Had one on Silver Spring and Tatonia.
There was others. Don't get me distracted on the damn Ponderosa now. So if we wanted to go to Ponderosa after all the ones in Milwaukee County closed, my family and we would go out to Highway 60 in Hartford, okay? But a lot of the restaurants that are nostalgic for us, that have been around for a quarter century or more, they're gone. They've closed. Chi-Chi's is coming back, though. I like Chi-Chi's. Chi-Chi's. I still remember how Chi-Chi's salsa tastes. And they used to have this little cornbread cake, which I didn't even really think was Mexican, but it was delicious at Chi-Chi's. So apparently they're gonna bring back the Chi-Chi's. Well, I was at Solito Lindo on Friday, and something happened. And I want to give you the details of what happened, because what happened at Solito Lindo, one of my favorite Mexican restaurants, and whenever I tell people that, hey, y'all, listen, it's not a competition. If Sherwin puts together his list of favorite restaurants because of my experiences at those restaurants, it's not for you all to say, well, Sherwin, they have better Mexican food here. You got to understand, with me and going to a restaurant with a lot of you, it's not just about the food. I'm not going to buy a car just because I like the color. In fact, I may not like the color at all, but if I like the price of the vehicle, the utility of the vehicle, the low cost of ownership of the vehicle, the low cost of insurance and maintenance of the vehicle, color be damned. I know there's better Mexican restaurants than Solito Lindo, but it's my favorite because it's more than just the damn food. So when I put together my list of favorite restaurants, which is somewhere buried on my Facebook page, but it's public, that is one of the posts on my main Facebook page that is public. Most of the stuff is private. I've been getting a lot of weird friend requests lately. I don't like when Facebook does that because every now and again they'll throw your profile into like a new algorithm and you get really weird friend requests. Word to the wise. If you're one of those people that has a Facebook page where there's a bunch of posts on your page where 98 or 99 other people are tagged, I'm not going to add you. Not going to happen. If 99 people, and also another thing, thank you guys for keeping me informed and telling me about all the things that you're doing and the things that you have going on. Listen. Do not tag me with 99 other people. Ever. I'm going to untag myself. And I don't even care what it is. If it's something important that you want me to know about, my email address is everywhere. And don't inbox me either. Don't DM me.
I'm gonna DM you. I'm gonna hit that inbox.
I'll mark you as spam. Another DM will never get through ever. Why are you distracting me from Salito Lindo, my absolute favorite restaurant? Because I went there on Friday to start my long holiday weekend. I don't know why I didn't talk about this story yesterday. Yesterday I was on one because I just had to give it to the Black Republicans because they are hurting us as Black people. So I had to go in on them, but there was something that happened on Friday. So I go to Salito Lindo not often, but consistently. And most of the time when I go by myself because when I leave here, the market hall, and I don't eat here at the market hall anymore. I used to. I don't like the fact that it's cashless and I limit the use of my cards. Like how I budget my money is I get paid and then I'll take a certain amount of money out of my check in cash. So I'll go to my bank ATM. That's the money that I spend. I don't put a bunch of stuff on credit cards because I got enough, like monthly recurring fees for like my TV service and my XM radio and my health insurance, that kind of stuff. Because I have a cashback credit card that I put those recurring expenses on, like my dental insurance. Side note on dental insurance, even if you think you have good dental insurance sucks. It sucks. I thought I had good dental insurance, and I do have good dental insurance because good dental insurance is like $30-$40 a month. But then you go to a dentist that's in network. Okay, Mr. Hughes, that'll be $114. I'm like, well, I got insurance. I know. That's with the insurance. Damn. So when I go to Salito Lindo, I usually go by myself because when I leave here, I'm hungry and I don't want to eat here. No offense to any of the great restaurants. I've eaten everywhere here anyway. Except it's a new joint, Rick. It's a Greek joint. Danielle got some. I haven't had it yet. I heard it's all right now. Danielle had some from the Greek joint. I ain't been to the Greek joint yet. I also haven't been to the black popcorn place.
I haven't been there yet neither. I only eat at a select few restaurants.
You eat the same one damn near every day.
I only eat at 3. Well, 4, because 2 of them owned by a good friend of mine.
Oh, that makes sense. You go to the one that has the transgender person. Don't
Absolutely
say it.
Not. I don't.
Yes, you do. I seen you go to the transgender restaurant.
No, I go to. She works. Well, okay, we're not going to start this again. But
yes. Don't do it if you got to question yourself.
I don't
when you
know
pause,
what to say for the pronouns.
Okay, don't do it. We don't know they have pronouns. We don't know.
Okay, you're digressing. What happened at Salito Lindo?
I got to take a break and I'm going to come back and I'm going to tell y'all what happened. So I don't eat here. But if I want to, it's almost like I save it for a special occasion. And I was looking forward to a long and productive Memorial Day weekend, which it was. It wasn't quite long enough. But here's what I like. I like being off on Monday because it shortens the week. It's already Wednesday. You know what I mean? So it's a shorter week. So I like that. But I went to Salito Lindo just because I can go there and I just can chill and I can relax. And only a couple of the servers, the ones that work during the lunch shift, know who I am. And they're very sweet to me. They're very nice to me. I got to be very careful sometimes. And I know that none of you care about this thing that I'm about to say, but it's something that Sherwin has to be uniquely cautious of. Because of what I say on my radio program, some people that are listening, and I never know who is listening because not every person that listens communicates to me that they listen. I offend people. And if I offend somebody and I go into your shop, your store, your restaurant, or your business, I may get poor service because you don't like something that I said, especially if you're a black-ass Republican. If there are any black people that own restaurants in this city that are Republicans, please let me know in the YouTube chat, because I will not be frequenting your establishment because you're going to do something to my food. So I have a bunch of reasons for going to Salito Lindo, and I know there are better Mexican restaurants, but that happens to be my favorite. I'm going to take a break. When I come back, I'm going to tell you what happened on Friday, which is also going to lead into and bleed into this big announcement that I am going to make. Well, the announcement is big for me. I don't know what kind of weight it has with all of you or with the presidential administration. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But it's a big announcement for Sherwin. All right, I'm going to take a break. We're going to come back. And we're going to get into what happened at the Salito Lindo and the big announcement. Oh, by the way, Rick, I created another AI rap song. What? It's not an intro. It's not an intro. It's a song. I had some lyrics floating around in my head. Like, I came up with most of this song, and I said, hey, AI, top this off for me. Top it off. Top it. Don't top it in a sloppy way, but top off the song. Because I got through most of it, and I just let AI finish it, and then I curated a beat, so I may or may not play that later on in the program.
What happened to being organic? You know, just getting a piece of paper, writing your lyrics down, get a producer, and make a hit.
It's still my creativity. Whenever somebody writes a song, whatever hit song it is from whatever generation, whatever era, do you know how many damn people are in the room? There's a music producer, there's an engineer, there's all sorts of other creative types that are pouring in. In fact, sometimes some of the music that we love the most wasn't even written by the person who's performing it. So I don't feel bad. And all AI is just a collection of all the stuff that we've ever Googled. So it's still human. But music is always a collaborative effort. I just happen to collaborate with chat LLMs, which I'll talk about later in the program. I hope that I can get to all the things that I say I'm going to talk about later. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 The Truth will be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. Go behind the scenes of the Emmy-nominated Giannis documentary. Get the real story of the blockbuster trade for Damian Lillard. Hear the origin of Bucks in 6. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get podcasts.
I've got to share that I am also a beneficiary of the Old National Bank Empowerment Loan Program. So, Tracy, with that being said, what is the Empowerment Loan Program?
Great. Well, the Empowerment Loan Program is a special purpose loan program that we launched 2 years ago. It has been a success. It was something, again, near and dear to the heart of not only our chairman and CEO, but just our organization as a whole. We work with contractors, consulting firms, retail food operations, daycares. In fact, so far, we've approved $50 million of loans to minority and women-owned businesses within a 2-year period.
And for those that are now leaning more into this conversation, what's the best way to get in contact with you as part of their interest in the Empowerment Loan Program?
I'm going to give you my cell phone number to the listeners. It's 414-687-7393. And if that doesn't work, feel free to reach me at my email, tracy.meeks@oldnational.com.
Tracy Meeks, Senior Vice President, Community Lending Market Executive from Old National Bank.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
And the new whole city lock in. Sherwin speak facts, let the real talk begin. Mind like a weapon, every word cut clean. Your host's favorite host, the mic god supreme. No one match the brain, no one match the vibe. Milwaukee truth teller, yeah, we feel that pride. When the people need sense, he the one they call. Sherwin Hughes on the line, that's power, y'all.
You guys have made it clear that you guys don't like this one nearly as much. They don't like this one as much, Rick, this intro. Part of it is kind of messed up. You guys don't know which part it is, but I know which part it is, so that's why I tend to agree with those that want to hear that particular song a little bit less. But it's still a shining example of what can be done with artificial intelligence. I don't know if I said this on the air yesterday or if I said it in my conversation with Carrie. The other unusual thing about this line of work, for those of you that are considering it or would like to pursue it, you confuse conversations you've had with real people, like one-on-one conversations in real life, versus stuff you've said on the air, and vice versa. There's been stuff that I've said on the air that I could have sworn I've told my best friends, but whatever. I spend 2 hours a night researching artificial intelligence, whether it be a combination of reading about it, playing with it and manipulating it, or how-tos on YouTube. And so you guys might be familiar with ChatGPT. I know Tori uses ChatGPT, and he'll use it on the air. Well, I found a new artificial intelligence client where it's 22 different ChatGPTs, basically, because there's like Google has one, Meta has one, this company has one, this startup, in Silicon Valley has one, and so this particular one that I use has 22 of the best ChatGPT's language learning models, they call them, all in one. So when you do a search, it searches all 22 of them at the same time. Now, you got to pay for it now. And I wouldn't suggest you pay for a artificial intelligence service unless you know what you're doing. I mean, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm learning. So I had to share that with you guys. So I went to my favorite restaurant on Friday after my show because I wanted to relax and I wanted to unwind at a place that is very familiar to me. It is my favorite restaurant because I've never gotten bad service. The food has always been to my expectation. And yes, I know there are better Mexican restaurants. I don't always go to a restaurant because the food is good, and the service is crappy, or the bathrooms are disgusting, or if the people there are mean and condescending. It doesn't matter how good the food is. I go to Solito Lindo because that place means something to me. It's where I can go and relax, and I can sit there for as long as I want. They'll keep coming and refilling my water. I don't think that everybody there is legal. In fact, I know they aren't. There's a few servers there where the only English they know is the menu. They know how to take your order. If you get fancy or if you get complicated, if you're one of those people that wants to modify everything that you order, sometimes the servers may have to go and get somebody else because they may not be able to understand your English. So I was there on Friday. It's real sunny on Friday. Beautiful day. Always love when a weekend begins with beautiful weather because it further increases my optimism. And I don't take a lot of days off. If I'm not here, that means I really can't be here. So I relish vacations, which I don't take very many of. Don't worry, I'm going to change that. And I also relish the occasional day off because I don't know if many can appreciate. I got to have 3 hours worth of stuff to say 5 days a week. And sometimes, here's what's crazy. I don't feel like talking to nobody. Some days I wake up, I'm like, I don't want to talk to nobody. But I look at how honored and privileged I have been over these, how many years it's been? Oh, good Lord. All told, probably 15 years to be able to talk to the Milwaukee community. You all are some of the most incredible people I have ever met. The character, the personality of Milwaukee folks. You guys are something else. So even when I don't feel like talking to people, I love talking to y'all. But there's pressures and stressors that come with trying to be interesting, insightful, engaging, entertaining, and educational 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. And I always say with varying results. I don't get paid here for the success of my show. I get paid for the attempt. So if the attempt falls short, my money is still the same. So I go to Salito Lindo. I have the same thing that I always order. Sit in my favorite booth. I see a familiar server. She comes right over to me, brings me my water, comes back with the chips and salsa. Food comes out in short order. Doesn't take long. I don't know what they doing, but Paco or Juan in the back. It's only one. It's only one. What, Rick?
Is that though their real names?
Might be.
So, okay. All right.
Pepe. I spent a lot of money there. Chill out. They like me and I like them. It's all good. I mean, if the dude who cooks in the back of Salito Lindo called me Leroy, I'd laugh. You know what I mean? If he called me something. You're the name Tyrone? I'm like, yeah, it's Tyrone. I mean, half of y'all call me Sherman, so if the Mexican dude calls me a stereotypical black name, to me, that's funny.
That is kind of funny.
Y'all need to stop being so damn uptight about race. Seriously, it's getting old and it's crushingly boring, and it just shows how insecure you are. I'll make fun of everybody. If I don't make fun of you, that means I don't like you. If I do make fun of you, you're a part of my damn family. So everybody relax on this whole, being all sensitive. Shut up. Everything was normal. My food is the same price. And I remember I like to pay with cash. That's why I don't like to eat at a lot of cashless places. Because how I budget my money is with cash, and everything was good. No issues with the food. I ate everything on the plate. It was good. Well, then the next thing that I do when I have a good start to a weekend, to a holiday weekend, I'm feeling good and it's sunny and it's nice outside and I'm optimistic, I head to this joint in Wauwatosa called the Cosmos Cafe. Cosmos Cafe, other than Ouzo, best Greek foods you're going to find this side of Mykonos. So I go to Salito Lindo to start my holiday weekend because for me it's a special occasion and I'm comfortable there. I like the people like me. The food is good, the service is better, and everybody is nice and they're pleasant. And damn it, they're happy to see me, which is more than I can say about most people. So I get in the Volt. Volt is charged up. I said, let me go to Cosmos Cafe and give me a little dessert because it's a good little holiday weekend. If you don't like baklava, you guys know what baklava is? I'm a dessert person on occasion now, so if I eat a dessert, it's got to be stellar. I like a good chocolate chip cookie, and I don't like no crunchy cookie. If you give me a crunchy cookie, you're going to get it back. So I like a good, soft, traditional chocolate chip cookie. My homegirl makes these chocolate chip cookies. I ain't going to lie to you. These are the best chocolate chip cookies. If she didn't have a boyfriend, I'd try to marry her just for the chocolate chip cookies. But I wouldn't want to live with her. She could still live in her house and I'd live in my house. But this girl here's what she does with her chocolate chip cookies. She chops up little maraschino cherries. Sound weird, I know it. But it's like she uses milk chocolate and little diced up, little finely chopped maraschino cherries in her soft chocolate chip cookies. So it's like a chocolate covered cherry chocolate chip cookie. And she gives them to me every year for Christmas.
Oh.
And here's what's crazy. So she has a boyfriend. She's been with this dude for a long time. But I'm thinking to myself, if my girl was making chocolate chip cookies for another man, I wouldn't like that too much. I'd be like, nah, you can't.
Cookie falling off the bone so soft.
Man, ain't it though? So I'm going to the Cosmos Cafe. I'm on my way there. In fact, I'm already off the freeway. And it's on 72nd and North in Wauwatosa. They got the best baklava I've ever had in my entire life. And that's saying something. So I get off the freeway at Lisbon, and I'm heading west on North Avenue. I'm at I'm on 60th and North. And I'm listening to Sirius XM satellite radio. The Lord Seer Special is the show that is on. When I get into my vehicle after my radio show, I listen to the Lord Seer Special. In fact, I even call the Lord Seer Special every now and again. And so I changed to my Bluetooth because I wanted to listen to Blue Missed my jazz album, and I noticed that my Bluetooth icon on my vehicle wasn't lit up, and I panicked. That means my cell phone wasn't in my car. I'm going to pause there, take a break, come back, and explain. Y'all know what that panic is like? You're frantic, and I'm in traffic. I'm like, do I pull over? What do I do? Jesus! Myself, and I'm checking my pockets. I'm checking, and sometimes, because you got that butt crack area, not the real butt crack, but the butt crack between like your console and your seat, how stuff like French fries be falling down, and I'm like, oh, maybe it's in the butt crack of my car. I'm checking the butt crack. I'm checking it thoroughly, and I'm pulling up like it's coins and like somebody's phone number on a piece of paper. So I'm deep in the butt crack of my vehicle. I'm in the crack. I'm twiddling my finger because I got big hands and I can't get deep in the crack. But I'm in the crack. I'm in the crack so deep because I'm looking for my cell phone. But I know my cell phone is not in my vehicle because my Bluetooth icon on my vehicle information screen is not lit up. That means that my cell phone, which is always on Bluetooth, is not in my vehicle. I'm gonna take a break, come back, finish the story on the other side. Man, did I panic. In fact, some of y'all right now, check for your cell phone. If it's not in your immediate vicinity, you panic. I panicked, but panicked while I was driving on my way to the Cosmos Cafe to get what I think is the most delicious baklava you can get this side of the Mediterranean. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Dreaming of owning your first home? Milwaukee Habitat for Humanity can help make it happen. With little to no down payment and average monthly mortgage payments of $950, you can build a brand new home you love without breaking the bank. And you won't do it alone. Habitat provides the coaching, education, and support to guide you every step of the way. Stop renting and invest in a new home you can truly call your own. Visit MilwaukeeHabitat.org to learn more.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Here is Carrie Noni with her truth.
You know, sometimes the mundane isn't a burden, it's the beauty of living. I came to this conclusion after recently watching the movie Subservience on Netflix. It's a crazy film, y'all. I would suggest you check it out. But it's a story that explores our relationship with technology and how it's programmed to take our burdens away. This movie really got me thinking about how much we're wired to avoid struggle. We create tools and shortcuts to make life easier, whether it's robots, apps, or even outsourcing everyday tasks. But in the process, we risk forgetting the value of the little things we go through every day. Sure, folding laundry or grocery shopping might feel like chores. I literally dread cleaning up. But isn't there something grounding about them? Something that reminds us we're human. Life isn't just about the highlights or the easy parts. It's about the messy, repetitive, and sometimes inconvenient stuff too. Think about it. Who would you be if you didn't have to face the small frustrations that test your patience, or the routines that push you to show up for yourself or the people around you? The mundane moments, the ones we rush to escape, are often the ones that shape us. If life was nothing but convenience, where's the growth? Where's the grit that teaches us resilience? And most importantly, where's the appreciation for the moments that do take our breath away? So maybe the next time you find yourself annoyed by the daily grind and are on the brink of crashing out, you pause, you breathe, and remind yourself that the beauty of life isn't just in the big moments, but in every little thing that makes them possible.
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Listen to Jammin' with Juice with Ben Jammin and Carrie Noni weekdays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
After my show on Friday, I went to my favorite Mexican restaurant on 2nd and National called Solito Lindo. I got my favorite meal that I get, and everything was great. Everything was perfect. Service was wonderful. Food was good as usual. I was on my phone, just scrolling and looking at stuff, seeing what's going on, because I don't really do all that much scrolling while I'm on the air. So I'm checking to see, what people are talking about on the different social media platforms. And it's also a good way to pass the time and just chill out and relax while you're having a meal at a restaurant. So I had my phone at the restaurant, and I was wearing this. You guys see what I wear, those of you that watch on YouTube. I dress like I don't really get fancy. If you see me wearing a suit on the air, very rarely, I got something to do. You know what I mean? You see me wearing a suit, I got something major, something heavyweight after the show. So I dress, form/function. And because this weather has been kind of weird, I wear these zip up fleece, like little light jackets with my little t-shirt underneath. Today I'm wearing my gray sweatsuit. Ladies, chill out. I got gray sweatpants on today. Y'all chill out now. Y'all know what that is. Your boy got on the gray sweatpants. Anyways, so I had my phone at Salito Lindo because I was scrolling. And the thing with my zip-up fleece jackets, the pockets are real shallow. So if I put something in my pocket, if I'm wearing one of my fleece zip-ups, stuff falls out. I left the restaurant. I'm on my way to the Cosmos Cafe on 72nd and North Avenue in Wauwatosa to get me a baklava because I'm starting off a long holiday weekend where I had a bunch of social stuff planned and I was looking forward to it. I said, I'm going to treat myself. Go get me a baklava from Cosmos Cafe. Well, I'm switching my radio from XM satellite radio to Bluetooth so I can listen to Blue Mist, which is my AI created and produced jazz album. And I noticed that my Bluetooth icon in my vehicle was not illuminated, meaning my cell phone was not in my car. And I frantically start checking my pockets and looking all around my vehicle. And I realized that I'm wearing this zip-up fleece jacket that has really shallow pockets. My cell phone fell out of my pocket. Why I didn't think to put my cell phone in my pants pocket when I left Salito Lindo or wherever I was when I may have misplaced my phone, I don't know. But I know that it's not in my vehicle and it's not on my person. And so now I have to turn around and begin to retrace my steps. I'm fairly certain that my cell phone fell out of my shallow pocket on my fleece zip-up at Salito Lindo. Here's the problem. That place shuffles people in and out, especially during lunchtime. A lot of people come in and a lot of people come out. Here's what I'm worried about. I'm worried that the booth that I sat in, where I believe my cell phone, I'm praying that my cell phone is in that booth, or I'm praying that's where I left it. It could be anywhere. It could have fallen out anywhere because that's a shallow pocket. And so I am praying and driving faster than the posted speed limit because for some reason I think the faster I get back to Salito Lindo, the less likely it is that someone is sitting in that booth and may have found my phone. They shuffle a lot of people in and out. And here's the thing about Milwaukee. You don't know who you can trust around this motherfather. You don't know. I know myself. If I get seated at a restaurant or anywhere and I find somebody's cell phone, I'm turning it in right away. I'm going to see if it's unlocked. No. I'm going to see if it's unlocked just to see, you know what I mean? If I can find some identifying information about the person so that I know who the phone belongs to, you understand? I'm not trying to go through their pictures and their videos and their folders. I'm not trying to log into their TikTok. Why would I do that? I don't want to do that because that's disrespectful and a violation of somebody's privacy. However, I digress. So what seems like a damn eternity, I get back to Salito Lindo. I'm just like tunnel vision. I got to get back there. I need my phone. And now as I'm driving back to where I hope my cell phone is, I start going through the process of, y'all, where's my phone at? Almost panicked again. I've had this raggedy cell phone since 2018. Everything is on here. My apps are on here. I pay my bills and my credit card and my mortgage is on here. Like everything, all my social medias, everything is on this old raggedy cell phone. I don't even know how it still works. And I'm going through the process mentally of, because I can't be without a cell phone for a long holiday weekend. In fact, there are text messages that I need to respond to. There's phone calls that I need to make, like at that moment, and I don't even have a cell phone. So I begin mentally preparing myself like, dude, you may have to get a whole new cell phone, which is a daunting thought. So I get back to Salito Lindo and I park in a parking lot. I park crooked because I was in such a rush to get back into the restaurant because I was going to go right for the booth. I didn't care who was sitting in it. If somebody was sitting in the booth, I just would have went and got on my knees in front of them and just would have searched the cushions. This is my phone, Rick. Don't look at me like that. I don't care who's in the booth. Maybe I would have been polite, but they would have seen the panic on my face because I'm beelining for this booth, hoping that my cell phone is there. And I walk in, and I'm scanning the place to see, first and foremost, if my server, whose name I don't know, but she has served me before, where she is. Because if I left my phone in the booth, I'm hoping that she is the one that cleared the booth, and she would have my phone. This lady knows me. She's seen me before. We're not on a first-name basis, but she's seen me before. And also, this is why I'm glad I tip well. I am. So I walk in, I'm making my way toward the booth. I don't see her, but I see another lady who was working the same time that I was being served. So another woman, another waitress. I hear her say, she points to me, and then she said, el teléfono. And that's telephone in Spanish. And when I say she runs behind the bar. And they had my cell phone like sitting on top of the cash register. And she grabs it and she runs back around the bar and she hands it to me. I cannot tell you the relief that I felt. It's exactly how I felt when I was reunited with my cell phone, and I thanked this woman profusely, and I put my hands together, like I was like praying. I was like, oh my God, thank you. And then at that moment, now that I'm reunited with my cell phone, I'm walking toward the door. I see my server, the waitress, the lady that waited on me, and she just kind of did one of these. She wagged her finger at me. Cell phone, you. They could have done anything with my phone. They could have discarded it. They could have said, oh, we don't know where it is. And I'm thinking to myself that I trust, and it's all women that are servers at Salito Lindo. Every time I go, especially during the afternoon shift, that these are the sweetest, kindest women. I've never had an issue there. That's why I go there. I know there's better Mexican food, but the people there are genuinely sweet. I trust them more than I trust some American citizens that are from the city of Milwaukee. My big announcement is, Mr. Trump, stop your horrible immigration policies, because if something happens to any of those women, if they get snatched up and stolen and deported, I will be beyond sad, because some of them are better than some of us. My announcement is, I'm calling for an end of Donald Trump's unfair, unjust deportation policies, because we will be losing some incredible people if we continue down this path. And I hate to say it, if I was at a black-owned restaurant, I don't even know if I'd have the same level of confidence that my phone would still be there. But my folks at Salito Lindo, which will still remain my favorite restaurant, she ran behind the bar and got my phone from me. I'm in a state of panic. Losing a cell phone at the start of a busy, long holiday weekend is every bit of a nightmare. It took me at least 25 minutes to get back there, and they had my phone waiting for me. And imagine if everybody there, and not many people there are illegal, if any, if they all got deported, and who knows who they would be replaced with. I trust immigrants in this country to be more honest, to be more fair, and to be more decent than I actually trust Americans. I've never had a migrant commit a crime against me, but I've had plenty of Americans do so. The announcement is I'm calling for an end of the deportation process under Donald Trump, and you give these folks due process if you want to send them back to their home country. Because in some situations, I would rather them be here than some of you. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, unfortunately, violence is on the rise in Milwaukee, and this is a problem which impacts us all. Please join me and the Truth team on Saturday, July 12th from 9 a.m. to noon for our third annual Walk Against Violence, supported by 1MKE. Enough is enough. Now it's time to bring an end to senseless violence in our community. To join our Walk Against Violence on Saturday, July 12th, visit truthwalkagainstviolence.com to sign up today.
Ready to join the fun? With Girl Scouts Extended Year membership from Girl Scouts,
you can sign up by June 30th and get up to 18 months of adventure through September 30th, 2026.
Girls starting kindergarten or first grade in 2025 will also receive 3 Get Ready with Girl Scouts activity books,
featuring games, crafts, and stories the whole family will love, for free. Plus, you'll even get a special gift from the Girl Scouts. Join today and get ready to grow, explore, and shine with Girl Scouts.
Need to look sharp for graduation? You need the $100 hookup. Want to get decked out for prom? Get the $100 hookup. An incredible deal that includes a marvelous suit, shirt, and tie, all for $100. Only at Nick Avani's, home of the $100 hookup. And that isn't limited to some standard stock suit. You'll be pleased by the top quality and variety of fashion offered at Nick Avani's. Get hooked up today at Nick Avani's in Mayfair Mall and at nickavanis.com.
It's 101.7 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. There's no better time to upgrade your windows and doors than right now, because you can get up to 6 years of 0% financing at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Yes, no interest for up to 72 months, and the full Pella experience is always included. That means the Pella team is with you from start to finish. They don't disappear after the work is done. Set up your free in-home consultation. You commit to nothing at this point. A Pella design expert will listen to your vision and then present the different colors, sizes, and customizations needed to make that vision a reality. It can feel overwhelming to consider what feels like limitless possibilities, but Pella's design team can help narrow those options down for you to create that dream upgrade. Hurry! Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Certain restrictions apply, and the deal ends May 31st, 2025. So visit PellaWI.com today.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Go my text again. It's the Mexican. She wanna have sex again, but I'm not in, so I pass it to my next of kin. His name is Tim. He got that grin. Always in the gym, trying to win. But me, I'm chilling in mind on a million. Phone keep buzzing, but I'm ducking all the women. Phone keep buzzing, but I'm ducking all the women. There go my text again. Blowing up my phone, can't let him in. If you're looking for me, I'm gone with the wind. Pass it to my bro, let the games begin.
Rick, who would you guess this artist is?
At first I said J. Cole, then Talib, and but I don't think it's neither one of those.
It's not. It's me. Say I.
Oh my God, this got to stop.
No, it doesn't have to stop. It's never gonna stop. It's just beginning.
Hold on, Rick. I know Diddy said can't stop, won't stop, but this has to stop. You getting out of control.
Well, then I'll be the new Diddy then.
Wow.
Can't stop, without the baby oil and the barrage of charges. But here's the thing, Rick. You know music way better than I do. You've been DJing for a very, very long time. You've performed at some of the best nightclubs and spots, not just here, but all across the country. And you did not know that was created by AI. In fact, you said it was artists that we all know, love, and respect.
It really did sound like a little bit of J. Cole and Talib.
That was the song that I started. Like, I wrote the hook to that, and I asked AI to top it off for me. And that's what it came up with. And I made some suggestions for the beat and the flow and the harmony and the melody and the chorus and the melodic bass line and a particular kind of outro. And it gave me first 2 versions of that song. Didn't really like either of those, so I retooled a couple things. Hit create again, and that's the version that it came up with. And so the other thing about these songs is that I can play them, during my show, and I don't have to worry about a copyright infringement from YouTube, because I think that's the best part about it, because I've had shows that I was proud of that I wanted to share with people via YouTube, and they got completely taken down because if you play certain popular artists, if you play their songs a little bit too long on your YouTube platform, because we broadcast on YouTube here, YouTube will do a copyright infringement and they'll take down the entire show. And if we do it enough, they actually can cancel 1017 The Truth's YouTube access. So you got to be really, really careful with that, because the rules to that are kind of undefined. Now, there's some songs I can play all 5 minutes of and nothing happens. But if you play like 22 seconds too long of a certain Michael Jackson song, the copyright infringement will take the entire broadcast down. Or whoever the executor of the music estate is of the artist that you're playing, they may want all of the monetization from the videos in which you use 25 seconds of their song. So being able to create music on the fly with AI where there will be no copyright infringements, because when I play you guys AI music, that music has never been heard by anybody before. Will I eventually get to a point where, I don't know, music is one of those things. There's nothing like the way popular music that we all know and love makes us feel. We all love nostalgia when it comes to music, but sometimes creating your own has its own benefits as well. I'm going to take a break. When I come back, I want to talk to you guys about marriage for hour 2. So that's going to be our topic coming up. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. We'll be right back for hour 2.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Need a way to hype up your day?
Is this Eastside Double R?
Speaking.
Hey, what's happening then? Tell the family I said what's happening then.
Hey, y'all hear him?
What would you do with $5,000?
Man, I'm about to give back to the hood, Might do a little block party or something like that, but we're going shopping first.
Stay tuned into 1017 The Truth for your chance to be entered into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway. For contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, tune in to the award-winning 1017 The Truth's Business Spotlight this Thursday at 3:57 p.m. between the Tori Lowe Show and Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. I will be speaking with Lynn Ketterhagen from the Lake Lawn Resort in Delavan. We will discuss the exciting offerings at the resort, including the scenic Majestic Oaks Golf Course, a variety of water sports, and the relaxing Lake Lawn Queen Boat Ride Tours on Delavan Lake. Again, that is the Business Spotlight this Thursday with Lake Lawn at 3:57 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Carrie, where's Tori Lowe and Dr. Ken at? I'm trying to knock these commercials out.
How am I supposed to know, Sherwin?
Well, I'm about to do their parts because my impressions are on point anyway. This is Dr. Ken Harris from Truth in the Afternoon, and I want you to download the Truth app in the Google Play Store and Apple Store so you can never miss my show or any of the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Really, Kyle?
Sherwin, you are crazy.
Sherwin, your impression of me is horrible. Move. Give me my mic. I guess I'll just repeat what Sherwin said. Go to the Google Play Store or Apple Store to download the 1017 The Truth app today so you can take the home of Milwaukee Black Talk with you wherever you are.
Can't listen live? Download the new 1017 The Truth app on your smartphone today to catch up on all your favorite shows. Search 1017 The Truth on your Google Play Store or Apple App Store so you don't miss out on any of the action.
The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids, what do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
We're not adults, so just be there and listen. I just want someone to yap to. And I just feel like I'll be fine if someone just hears me talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
You're doing a really good job. And I don't think I tell you that enough. And I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us. But try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at sounditouttogether.org. That's sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
Truth Nation, stand up and tap in. This is 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
There go my text again. It's the Mexican. She wanna have sex again, but I'm not in. So
welcome to hour 2 of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. We're going to talk about marriage, but the numbers, the statistics. This is not a referendum on marriage. This is not me telling people that they shouldn't get married. I want people to do whatever makes them happy. It is way above my pay grade for me to give any unsolicited advice about dating and relationships. And I hate when people do it. And I hate myself sometimes for doing it, because relationships are very unique and they're very personal to those two individuals that are involved. When somebody gives advice, marriage advice, they can only give advice on how to be married to their spouse. There are a few things that are universal, like respect and commitment and following through and carrying your weight, like those things. But that's not advice. That's just in the course of normal human relationships. But no, there's no advice that a man can give to another man, because the women that each man is dealing with are very different and very unique. If all women were the same, then you could give productive advice. But all women are not the same. Now, if you got to tell somebody to be decent, to be honest, to be fair, to follow through, to be a person of your word, to be helpful, and to some extent be self-sacrificing for the betterment of your partner, for the betterment of the relationship, if somebody needs to hear that information, then they're not ready to be in any kind of a relationship. In fact, friendships, your committed friendships. Some of y'all have had friends longer than you've been married. And that's not a referendum on that either. But look at what makes your friendships great. Look at what makes your friendships durable. And we argue with our friends. Lord knows we do. But we still stay friends with them. Some of y'all argue with your spouse and you hate them for the next 3 months. Just having friends, having a social circle. The ups and the downs of keeping and maintaining healthy friendships, especially over decades. Whatever you did or whatever version of yourself you bring to that friendship, try bringing that version of yourself to your significant other, whether you're married or not. And that's the thing. We're different, aren't we? We're different around our friends than we are around our significant other. Sometimes we would rather be around our friends than our significant other. If that is the case, that means you're treating your significant other differently. And that might be a you problem. But I've got some details I want to share with you guys just on the actual facts about divorce. There's some information that I think has been floated, via social media, whatever, that is categorically false about marriages, the divorce rate, etc. So we're going to try and clear some of that stuff up. And I suppose if you all have some magic formula that you believe is the key to a happy, successful marriage, well, hell, you might as well share it with us. Just know that we should take that information with a grain of salt because you have found a pathway to success in your relationship or your marriage that fits the needs of your significant other, but may not meet the needs of mine or someone else's. So we're going to get into that in just a moment. But before we dive into the deep end of the pool of marriage and relationships, let's talk to... Look here, Bob. Do you have something to say that is on the topic? I really hope you do. I hope so.
Well, I was going to say something about AI, which you just finished talking about, but I'm too interested in what you got to say.
Wait, Bob, stop. Wait. I'm actually interested in what you want to say about artificial intelligence, because sometimes I think your intelligence is real artificial.
Okay. Okay. Just let me make my last point, and then I'm going to make this AI. I don't think you should get paid, sir, because the man that made the AI that enabled you to make music should get the money. Now, I'm not denying you money. I mean, I want you to be rich one day, but I don't really think you should get paid. The man that made that machine that you just hit a few buttons and made your own song, you know, that man should get paid. And my last point, now let me just do my last
Bob,
point.
let me answer that. Hold on. First of all, the technology that we have, there's not, quote unquote, a man that made it. It has been years, decades, generations of different technologies that created an interface where I can enter in words and come out with a song on the other side. So there's not one man that did that. And also, if I gave those lyrics to somebody else and asked them to create a song, the song would sound entirely different. But let's use your logic for a second, which is regrettable. Okay. Should the person that invented the automobile also get paid every time we drive our cars to go to work? Every time we drive our cars to make money? So you saying the man that invented AI, they should get paid. Well, the person who invented the automobile, which we all use, should they get paid too every time we use our cars to make money? Yes or no?
Well,
yes or no? Yes or no?
No, I guess not. Okay, I guess not for future arguments. Let me say my last point. That 9/11 you said yesterday. Think of this. I gotta show people how mean Sherwin is. Here you have put an old black man who can't hardly walk with one arm, not bring his keyboards and his sax down there. You'll call 911. I'm coming down there. I didn't know how to come to you when you said it because a VIP I didn't know how to come to. But now that I thought about it, I'm coming down there. And you call, and people will, your callers and your listeners will know how your mood changes. And the way your show goes is your mood. And you just said 911. You gonna call the police on an old black poor man?
Yes.
Who can't walk?
Called trespassing. Bob, now look, we've played the game before, and I've humored you before. We had a lot of fun the couple of times that you have come down here. But here's what I want you and people that are listening to know and understand. Bob, you are a liability. You don't move around very well. And you bring all this equipment. And you also brought a couple of people with you to help you. Having a conversation with those women that you brought with you to assist you, they were more annoyed than I was. Bob, you're a liability. And here's why I don't want you to come. Because if you fall, the most dangerous thing that can happen to you is if you fall. And if you fall here, trying to bring this exactly, and you can fall all you want to, but you ain't gonna fall here because I don't want any liability to fall on me or my. Well, then that's another reason why you ain't bringing your ass back here, Bob. Because falls can be very dangerous. Bob, stop talking.
1 minute remaining.
Falls for someone in your condition can be very dangerous, and I can't have you slipping and falling when you here. And you've told me that you've fallen here before. Well, guess what? You ain't gonna fall here again. Not coming to my damn show.
911. I'm coming. 911. Who do you? 911. To call that on an old black man that can't hardly walk?
Bob, you are hard-headed and you don't listen. Maybe the police will teach your ass a lesson. Bob, you're a liability. I'm doing this for your own safety.
All right, talk about this morning. I want to hear about your relationship thing. I will talk to you later, sir.
Y'all don't quite understand. That man is a walking liability. When I did the Stars and Stripes honor flight, which was the experience of a lifetime for me. For those of you that may be unfamiliar with the honor flight, it is where you are paired up with a veteran of an American military campaign. There's only a few World War II veterans left. We're even getting fewer and fewer Korean War vets that are still with us, and even fewer Vietnam era veterans. The Vietnam guys, they're in their 80s too. And so the honor flight is you as a volunteer, you are paired up with one of these veterans and you take a charter flight to Washington, D.C., and you walk around and explore the monuments that are dedicated to those soldiers and those troops that fought very valiantly in those foreign military campaigns. And it's a really big deal. There's a huge send-off when you leave the airport, and the fanfare once you come back. And it's all one day. It's a whole day. It's a long day. It's like a 16-hour day because you get on the flight at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning in Milwaukee. You get to D.C. at 7, 8 o'clock, and then boom, right away you're off to different war memorials and different monuments, and you get to know this veteran. And sometimes they'll open up to you and they'll tell you about the atrocities of war. But it's always so fascinating because even in the atrocities of war, which I can honestly say that 99% of us alive right now know nothing about, they always find a glimmer of hope, optimism, or beauty, even in the treacherous terror of war. And you spend this whole day with this veteran. And you come back to the airport, and there's a marching band, and there's people cheering. And this is especially important for Vietnam War vets, because when them guys came back, they didn't get welcomed back. They were called all sorts of terrible things. They were called baby killers and all sorts of things, which was not fair to them. So what the Stars and Stripes honor flight does is it honors those people that sacrifice for stuff that we literally take for granted every single day. And there's a training that you have to go through before you actually are a certified volunteer for the honor flight. 85% of that training is make sure that your veteran, who you're their guardian, you're taking care of them, they are your responsibility for an entire day. Make sure they do not slip and fall. Because at an advanced age, and some of these guys are not in the best health, falls are fatal. Now, they have wheelchairs available. And here's what's crazy. So the veteran I was paired up with was in better shape than me. We went to D.C. in August. I don't know if you've ever been to Washington, D.C. in August. Congress isn't even in session in August in Washington, D.C. Why? Because it's hot. And they had these special towels, these cooling towels where you soak it in water and it stays cool for like an hour because we didn't want the veterans getting hot. And then they had wheelchairs in case the veterans didn't want to walk. We'd gladly push them in a wheelchair. And my veteran was like, Sherwin, here, I'm going to give you my towel. You need me to push you in a wheelchair, Sherwin? Clarence Williams is his name. The sergeant in the Vietnam War. He's a Marine, and every bit of Marine. That's where he's like, Sherwin, you all right, boy? I was yes, sir. He's, this ain't nothing. We was walking in the jungle in Sang Mang in Dang Dong, Vietnam. But I had to make sure that Mr. Williams did not slip and fall, and the majority of the training that we had to endure as volunteers was to make sure you are never more than 3 or 4 feet away from your veteran. If they lose their footing or if they slip, you have to be there to catch them. So, Bob, it ain't personal. Well, maybe it is personal, but it's about your safety. And Bob doesn't walk well. He walks badly. He's got a cane. Only has one good arm. But between Bob and Lisa, that's a whole body. Because you guys know Lisa, she's our resident Jehovah's Witness. She only has one leg. Well, with her one leg and Bob's one arm, you put them together and they're a dynamic duo. And Lisa is very musical too. Lisa first called us years ago and she talked about the relationship, a friendly, not romantic, a personal relationship, a friendship she had developed with Prince Rogers Nelson. I was like, whatever, get out of here. Because, I don't know if you guys know this, but people that call into talk radio stations are nuts. Have you guys ever noticed that? Oh, okay, maybe I'm the only one that's ever noticed that people that call talk radio stations are a couple crayons short of a full box of
cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
All that. They are all that. And Lisa was like, oh, you know how she talks. Oh, Sherwin, when I was in Minnesota, I was in Minnesota, Sherwin, and I was going and hanging out with Prince. And I would go to Prince's house and we would go and we would hang out. And we would eat grilled cheese sandwiches. I'm like, oh, whatever, Lisa, get out of here. I didn't believe her. And then she said that she sang at Prince's funeral. I'm like, why would you make up something like that? That's a horrible thing to say. Because when Prince died, he died in April of 2016, I felt grief. I felt like a part of me died. You know what I mean? Prince was the ultimate transgender, bisexual, trisexual, try anything. Prince would wear panties and heels and we would all dance to his music.
And pull the baddest.
Probably men and women.
Sure.
No, I'm just saying Prince he was so talented that he could get away with licking anyone's face. If Prince licked a man's face, I'm like, well, Erotic City is a great song. What do you want from me?
Showed his butt cheeks on MTV. Mid-performance.
Perfectly fine.
And still had Apollonia. Oh, my God.
Perfectly fine. What? It must have been was it the Controversy album cover? Like, he's on an album cover wearing women's underwear. And it's just like, oh, okay. He's a little different. Like, now, Trump would try and have you deported, you know what I mean, if you were... Anyways, so Lisa said that she sang at Prince's funeral. And this whole time, I didn't believe her. She'd been calling for some time and talking about her relationship with Prince, and she knew Prince. And so I decided to Google Lisa and who sang at his funeral, because it was widely covered in Minneapolis, well, really global media. And I'm not kidding you. It was literally Lisa giving an interview that was covered on local news because they wanted to interview the woman that was selected to sing at Prince's funeral. And it's our good old beloved one-legged Lisa.
That's crazy. I mean? She was really eating grilled cheese sandwiches with Prince.
Well, I might have made that part up. But she did, because, Prince was the Jehovah. And she was the Jehovah. The Jehovahs are, that's a cult for your ass. It is. So I know, folks, I got to take a break. And we got to talk about marriages, too. I got 3 hours, y'all. I got plenty of time to take my time in these discussions. But I know 3 people that have left. Let me not be mean to Jehovah's. Shout out to y'all. Amen or B-men or whatever you guys say, because Jehovah's are a little different, whatever y'all say. Whatever, that's fine. But I know 3 people that have left the religion, and like they lost their whole families. Like, if your family is still in the religion and you decide to leave, they can't talk to you anymore. It's so sad. So I've met 3 people that had the courage to leave the religion. But keeping in mind, when they leave the religion, they're leaving everybody. One person who I know that left the religion, she left probably 7 or 8 years ago. She just saw her brother for the first time since she left the religion just this past last summer. And he had to like lie about where he was going. It's so bad, y'all. But it's called religious trauma, which is this new thing. Well, it's always existed, but now we actually have coined the term. Some of the abuse and just the unfair treatment, especially of kids in some of those religions. I don't know how people survive it. But again, we got freedom of religion in this country. But when you see the damage that is done and how adults are affected and their relationships are affected by what they experienced being a part of that church, it's really, really awful. And a lot of people that left the Jehovah's Witness religion speak out against it, because very few of them go back. And if they do go back, it's because they miss their families. So it's something else. But no, Prince was a Jehovah. You know what? Were the Jacksons Jehovah's too? They were, weren't they, Rick?
Yes, they were.
Huh. So maybe that's my problem. Why I got to use AI to make music. I wasn't born into Jehovah's Witness. I got to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the real truth about marriages and, more importantly, divorces. We're listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 The Truth. If you haven't done so already, join us on YouTube. Go to youtube.com or open up your YouTube app from your smartphone or other mobile device. Search The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. Hit subscribe and you'll be able to join us and view our in-studio cameras and also participate in the real-time chat that takes place alongside the radio program. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
It's Dr. Ken Harris, and you can watch me now live on YouTube every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m., and you can watch the best radio show in Wisconsin by going to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube. Watch me explore the issues which are shaping our community while also having fun discussions, pop culture, current events, all kind of stuff going on right here on YouTube right now by subscribing to 101.7 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk is now streaming live on YouTube.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
Keep your business safe, secure, and spotless with the Omega Security Guard and Cleaning Team. Proudly located in Milwaukee and female-owned, Omega delivers professional security and tailored cleaning services to meet your needs. Whether it's event security or a custom cleaning plan, their dedicated team goes above and beyond to exceed your expectations. Because at Omega, they're not just your service provider, they're your partner in peace of mind. Contact Omega Security Guard today or online at omegasecurityguard.com. Omega Security Guard and Cleaning, protecting what matters most. Tired of hearing no from other banks? No to a loan? No to a checking account? Just no? At Brewery Credit Union, they find ways to say yes. Yes to second chances. Yes to rebuilding credit. Yes to helping you save, borrow, and thrive. Work with your credit specialist and move your financial life forward. Brewery Credit Union, Milwaukee's best place to borrow and save. Visit brewerycu.com. That is brewerycu.com. Federally insured by NCUA.
From my family and myself, I would like to say thank you to Gruber Law Offices for taking such good care of us.
I would say thank you because you were so human and so much of a friend during the whole process.
I'm super grateful for them representing me and doing all that they did for me.
I would just say thank you for making me feel better.
That's why I'm here, to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
If I gave you a glass of water, you were very thirsty, and I handed you this glass of water, and if I told you that there was a 42% chance of this glass of water making you sick, would you drink it? If I handed you a bag of Skittles, or maybe some Reese's Pieces. I love me a good Reese's Piece. And 42% of those Reese's Pieces were contaminated. Now, I wouldn't kill you, but they'd make you very, very sick. They would make you regret eating them. Let's put it that way. Would you eat them? Now, here's the good news. 58% of those Reese's Pieces are perfectly fine, but 42% of them will make you very sick to the point where you will regret eating them no matter how hungry you are. Would you eat them? Well, I can say the exact same thing about divorce rates. It is not 50%. Like people have touted, it is slightly less than that. Now, there's some nuance. Here's what we are finding, and I've got an insurmountable trove of data here, because one thing that we study in American society is we study family. We study relationships, and we study marriages, and marriages are easy to study because when done the proper way and they are state sanctioned, you have a license. It is a public record when you get married, as is your divorce, or the dissolution of said relationship is also public, so we can study it. What we are finding right now, and I think this is a really important trend, and it says a lot about us as a society, is that people are getting married less. They are still getting married, but they're getting married less. The percentages are lower, but also the utility of marriage, the reason why people are getting married right now as opposed to 50, 60, 70 years ago, is very, very different, and rightfully so, because we have changed as a people, as a society, as a country, as a political institution. All those things have changed over the decades. So people that are getting married now are getting married with a lot more intention, and therefore we believe that is the reason why the divorce rate is slowly coming down. People are waiting longer to get married, if they get married at all. And when they do get married, I think their expectations are much more realistic, especially if you come from a family where you had stepmothers, stepfathers, step-siblings. You come from a family where maybe there was no marriage at all, or you come from a family where there was divorce or multiple divorces. But there's a couple of things in this data that really stick out to me, and this is what I would like to discuss with you all, because I know that you all have your own personal experiences with some of this data. There's one divorce every 30 seconds in America, which equates to about 2,600 divorces every 24 hours. There are 948,862 divorces per year for varying reasons. But what is not included in this data and in these statistics are the marriages that could end and should end in divorce, but they just don't because of economic factors or because of the children. If you included that, so these are the ones that officially have ended that we can document because they're public record. When somebody does get married, it's public record, and when that marriage ends or dissolves, as public record as well. But there's a whole bunch more people that could and should get divorced. Or you have these, I'm going to call them unique, even though they probably have existed forever. Some of you might be able to relate to this, where you'll meet a person that's married, but only on paper. They may not even live with their spouse anymore. Have you guys ever met somebody that, oh yeah, they're not wearing a ring? Sometimes they do, but most of the time they do not. And they've separated, but they haven't separated legally. They just have not gone through the process of the divorce for whatever the reasons. And they just live their own separate lives. That's so wild to me. Because to Sherwin, and your experiences with these people could vary, you're still married. Even though, and they can be very convincing. They're like, hey, I don't love him anymore. We're not together anymore. We don't share an address anymore. We have our own separate everything. You know, I don't even really see him anymore. I don't see this person. It could be a man saying this. It could be a woman saying this. But to me, you're still married. And if I'm hanging out with that person in public, I am still hanging out with a married individual, because there may be people that may witness me with this person that knows that person that I'm with is married, and that makes me look bad. But that's the thing too, like, what the hell would you call that? It should be a divorce, because it can make your life, you would think, I guess it's easy for me to say this on the outside looking in, you would think that would make your life easier. If you're already living a separate life from that person, just make it final. Just finish the job. You know what I mean? But here's the other statistic that gives me and a lot of men great caution. Before I say this next statistic, so I'm going to give you the stat. I'm going to take a break. We're going to come back and pick it up on the other side. When men speak candidly about their reasons for not wanting to get married, this next statistic speaks louder and more matter-of-factly. It is more objective than anything that a man can say, because men are easily dismissed, like, oh, you can't commit, or you're weak, or you can't tolerate a strong woman, or whatever women decide to fill their heads with as to why they're unwanted, or why men are saying, you know what, this is not for us. We don't want to do this, because 69% of all divorces are initiated by women. So fellas, going into it, you are at a disadvantage. Now, I'm going to give a bunch more details as to why that is. But also, like, that's not a fluke that almost 70% of all divorces are initiated by women, because there is benefit to the person that files for divorce first. We're going to dig into it, and I would love your input, because I'm sure some of you have real world and anecdotal experiences with any of the numbers that I just referenced. The refined divorce rate is 14 divorces per 1,000 married women. The crude divorce rate is about 2.5 divorces per 1,000 people in the population. There's one divorce every 30 seconds in America, which equates to about 2,600 divorces per day and 948,862 divorces per calendar year. 69% of all divorces are initiated by women, while 31% of all divorces are initiated by men. You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back in a couple minutes.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home, we help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Immerse yourself in a place where bold ideas are sought after, where all are encouraged to bring their personal flourish. Here, innovation is a way of life. In this city, the beat flows. Together, we're dancing to the rhythm. Forward. Now, it's your turn to grab hold of that energy, where you'll remember not just the meals, the celebrations, or the uncommon coast. What you'll remember is how we made you feel. Come experience Milwaukee, where fresh meets fearless every day.
Today's Making Your Money Work is presented by Associated Bank, and now I am excited to be joined by Tamara Castle. So let's get this thing right started. We are talking about buying a home for first-time home buyers. Why do you think a credit score is important, and what score do I need to be approved for a loan?
Well, of course, we all know that credit score is important. It's really measuring your ability to borrow. So with Associated Bank, we need at least a 620 middle score. And what we do is help customers build up that credit. With me having a background as a counselor, I'm able to tell you, looking at your credit report, what little steps you will need to take to get it up to that 620. Because again, like you said, not everybody is ready to purchase with their score, but once you get some guidelines, some tips to bring that score up, we'll get you ready for the 620 and get you rolling.
I love that. So you help people actually even get it up to where it needs to be so they can buy a home.
Yes, and that makes the kind of difference between me and other loan officers is because I used to be a home buying counselor, so I can give tips while I'm actually doing the application.
What would you say are some benefits of getting a home loan with Associated Bank?
Well, number one is customer service. We strive on that, making sure that we have open communication, and again, using a CRA loan officer that's going to break down what you need versus the loan officer that just says, I can't help you. Click. We are actually going to sit with you, and whether it takes 2 weeks or 2 months or 2 years, we'll still be here to help you with that mortgage loan.
Well, I already know people are ready right now just from hearing this. So how can they contact someone at Associated Bank about getting started?
They can always go to associatebank.com. Obviously, you will look up Tamara Castle and reach out. The best way is phone 262-888-3135. We take the applications over the phone, face-to-face, or online.
I love it. Thank you so much, Tamara, for joining me here today.
Making your money work on the award-winning 1017 The Truth is sponsored by Associated Bank. Your money works here. You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Talking about the statistics of marriage and divorce, the divorce rate is less than 50%. I know a lot of people have been throwing that number around over the years. Another detail that needs to be mentioned in the conversation of modern American marriages is that people are certainly getting married less often. They are waiting longer to get married, and we believe that those are contributing factors as to the divorce rate coming down. Because hell, if you get married for the first time at 40 or older than that even, you may have had your kids already. The hard part of life you maybe have already done. Maybe you already bought your house, so you didn't need 2 incomes to do any of that. You already had kids. You don't want any more children, because raising children can strain any relationship, even a solid one, because parents don't often talk about how they were reared and how they plan to rear their children. If you came from a household where you got spanked or got whooped and your spouse did not, good luck on that one. Good luck. Because have you ever seen a married couple fight where one parent wants to whoop and the other parent does not? Or if this couple has children and they separate, they split. So the couple isn't together anymore, so the dad will have the kids, you know, per the custody arrangement whenever he has them and the mom has the kids. But then at the daddy's house, the kids get spanked, but at the mama's house, they don't. Man, that puts a real strain on marriages and on relationships. So people don't discuss all that stuff. But if you wait until later on in life, and also that's when you, my opinion, your situations may vary. I know everybody is different. You really become who you are once you exit your 30s. You don't know who you are in your 20s. And if you think you do, or if you've been the same person, I should say, in your 50s now or your 40s or 60s or whatever, if you're the same person you were in your 20s, you're the problem. If you haven't grown, if you haven't matured, if you haven't endured, if you haven't learned different ways, different strategies, collected different coping mechanisms, if you have not become a better person, if you haven't become more intuitive, if you haven't become smarter, more engaged, and more experienced than you were in your 20s, then you're a liability to everybody, including yourself. So whoever you are when you are in your 20s, and some people get married early, you shouldn't expect to be the same person in your 40s or your 50s. Human beings grow and develop, and we never stop learning. We never stop learning about the world, and we never stop learning about ourselves, because you don't know how you're going to act or how you're going to react if you experience like an unexpected event or a traumatic event. That can change you completely. Now, whoever you were when you were 21, and maybe you met your spouse when they were 21 as well, you're both basically kids. And, you know, you date and you got married at, I don't know, when you were 22 or 23. You didn't have a long engagement. You did it the traditional way. You propose. Fellas, you got on one knee, you propose. And the majority of your engagement may have been planning the wedding. And you got married when you were both 22 or 23 years old. The person you evolved into by the time you're 45 or 50 might be so dramatically different than the person you were when you were 21 or 22. That also can explain a parting of the ways. Ladies, you might be able to relate to this. You grew, you matured. You also had a whole bunch of the domestic duties thrust upon your shoulders, and you were going to school, and you had to work full time, and you cleaning the house and cooking and doing all that stuff, and you were raising the kids. You grew, you learned, you matured, your social circle changed, your professional circle changed, because what folks don't tell you is once you finish school and you then pursue different job opportunities, because new job opportunities will become available to you once you have a degree. The things that you will be considered for professionally are a lot different with a high school diploma versus a master's degree. So your social circle changes. Your academic circle will change, but the husband, the man you married, just basically stayed the same. Ladies, you are not the same woman that you were, and you may have grown in a direction in which you don't recognize your partner and your partner no longer recognizes you. And when those situations take place, divorce is completely understandable. Like in the game of football, fumbling is about the worst thing that you can do when you have the ball, which you need to score, and you drop it. Coaches will tell you at every level of football, there's only really one reason to fumble the ball, and this is why you got to protect the ball, because if this specific thing happens, you're going to fumble. If another player's helmet hits the ball, you're going to fumble. But those are hopefully rare situations. In the event where people grow apart because you were destined for more than your partner. You didn't know that at 21. You don't know anything at 21. And I know, Sherwin, I had a hard life and I'd been through a lot at 21. Okay, cool. But add 30 years on to that. You're a different person. And as grown as you thought you were at 21, that's nothing compared to somebody that's 51. And you may have just grown in a direction that took you away from your partner, meaning who you are at 51 would have not liked the partner that you met at 21. And now they're 51 too, right? But where they are is so drastically and dramatically different than where you are. Like, that's a fumble. You can't predict that. You can't predict who you're going to be, what you're going to be, what you're going to go through, what you're going to experience, what the hell you're going to have to overcome, and what burdens you're going to have to shoulder in the next 30 years of your life. And that can take you in a different direction that your partner simply can't follow. That's the same as the helmet hitting the football. You got to let that relationship go. It's going to fall out of your hands. Now, you can try. You can sacrifice your happiness and your well-being and ultimately your mental health, being with someone that you are completely disconnected from and detached from. All that's going to do is hurt you, because you cannot fly free if you are weighed down by a relationship that is not fulfilling. You will find fulfillment. The unfortunate thing is it probably will not be in your partner. Now, I don't like how people use the term fumble so loosely. Maybe it's just social media jargon where a woman will post something like, yeah, my ex fumbled me. No, he didn't. He didn't want you. Stop it. Nobody fumbled you. He didn't want you. There's no fumbling of people. He may have went and pursued something else, or there's a whole bunch of reasons for why a relationship dissolves. But even when you hear from somebody that believes they got fumbled, no, you weren't fumbled. You probably were just dropped. Fumbling is something that is totally, totally different. You were just dropped. And if you were, in fact, fumbled, well, then somebody else is going to pick you up and run with you. So don't worry, you won't be on the ground long. Fumbles don't stay on the ground long. They touch the ground. As soon as they touch the ground, it's another player doing what? Diving on that damn ball. So if you were fumbled, what the hell you still doing on the ground? And you wasn't fumbled. You was dropped. Dropped out of bounds, too.
Dropped like a bad habit.
Amen, Rick. Drop like a bad habit. Ain't nobody fumble you. But the other thing is, people go online and try and get sympathy. When somebody says, oh, yeah, so-and-so, they fumbled me. But I want to hear from them. No. I want to hear from the ball carrier that fumbled you. What do they have to say? Because it's real easy to be one-sided when you posting a reel. Yeah, he fumbled me, yo. I'm a good woman. The other one is, and I'm just going to say it, I don't expect anybody to care, anyone to believe it. Stop thinking that because a woman is beautiful that she's supposed to have all of these men and be easy to be in a relationship with. Couldn't be furthest from the truth. Because a woman is beautiful in the grand scheme of things and the complicated nature of human relationships means next to nothing. It doesn't mean she's a good person. She can be horrible, disrespectful, uncooperative, mean, selfish, self-centered, narcissistic, but because she's pretty, and then people ask, oh my God, you're so beautiful. How come you're single? That's the red flag, because we know that attractive people get attention, but if you're that pretty and nobody wants you, your personality means more than how you look. Problem is, you can't get injections in your personality. You can't do a BBL for your personality. Let him cook. Oh, I'm cooking apparently. Some people are just flawed and they try and get by on their looks. But when the looks wear off, and they do, what do you have? Are you fun? Are you funny? Are you interesting? Are you insightful? Are you engaging? Hell, are you smart? Ain't no amount of looks that can make up for dumb. Do I need to say it again? Are there people in the back? There's no amount of attractiveness that can make up for dumb. I don't care how. Look here, let me tell you something. Some of y'all be seeing Sherwin out in the streets. Sometimes you see Sherwin with a 9. Sometimes you see Sherwin with a 5.6. I assure you that 5.6 is fun, is sexy, is smart, is a critical thinker, is involved and engaged in matters of community. You know what I mean? They're doing things. They've got motivation. They've got ambition. Because you have to if you a 5. You can't be a 5 and lazy. That sucks for you. That's bad. And ladies, I know you can relate to this because, ladies, you've gone after that real handsome man. Ooh, you regret it. All he has is looks and the ability to do some pleasing in the bed. But everything else, you know, like when you guys are upright and out there in the world, he's useless. You can't marry that man. You can't marry. He's a dum-dum. You can't. Who nobody wants. Man, I want to tell y'all this story so bad. I went to a function where I didn't want to go by myself, so I had a +1. She beautiful. Man, oh man, could she fill out an evening gown. Holy smokes, was she a drop-dead gorgeous one. Absolutely beautiful. Anybody would say so. But I was scared to leave her alone because at this particular event, these were high-level people. She had to be able to hold her own in conversation. Like, I need to be able to walk away to go get a tray of hors d'oeuvres or go get us some drinks. But I was scared to leave her alone because of what she might say. Because she didn't know anything but how to look good. She wasn't interesting. She wasn't engaging. She wasn't insightful. But man, was she beautiful. And I'm standing there with her. And when people would come up to us, I'd introduce her, and I would usually just carry the conversation because she knew that she was out of her league intellectually with these people. And I was like, okay, let me sneak away real quick. Ain't nobody looking. We're over here off to the side a little bit. Let me go grab us some drinks. So I'm gonna walk away from her just with enough time to go grab some drinks, right? So it's real. I go order a couple drinks, boom, tip the bartender. I turn around and look back. She over here talking to the one person that I didn't want her to talk to because that was the person that I was trying to impress. And I walk over. I'm like, oh, God, what is she saying to him? She over here talking about she once thought about joining the circus. I just shook my head. Well, I thought about it in the circus. I didn't know what I was going to do. Maybe I'll be a lion tamer. I don't know. I'm like, oh, Lord, please. But the guy, he just looked at me and he just shook his head and shrugged his shoulders and walked off. There is no amount of beautiful that can take the place or replace intelligence. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. I'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. Go behind the scenes of the Emmy-nominated Giannis documentary. Get the real story of the blockbuster trade for Damian Lillard. Hear the origin of Bucks in 6. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Why did Old National Bank decide to create this program?
It was something that was near and dear to the heart of our chairman and CEO, Jim Bryant. Jim wanted us to do more in the African-American communities, more with minority-owned businesses. So he approached Roland Shelton, who was my boss in Evansville, Indiana, and said, Roland, we need to do more. We need to create a program that's going to allow individuals, minority-owned businesses, women-owned businesses to access capital a lot better than traditionally we've been doing. And so we created the Empowerment Loan Program 2 years ago.
And for those that are now leaning more into this conversation, what's the best way to get in contact with you as part of their interest in the Empowerment Loan Program?
I'm going to give you my cell phone number to the listeners. It's 414-687-7393. And if that doesn't work, feel free to reach me at my email, tracy.meeks@oldnational.com.
Tracy Meeks, Senior Vice President, Community Lending Market Executive from Old National Bank.
Escape to the hidden gem of the Midwest, Chula Vista Resort. Relax with modern comforts and breathtaking views. Thrill into water parks and swing into championship golf. Savor diverse dining options. Book your summer retreat now. Call 1-800-388-4782 or visit chulavistaresort.com.
Keep your business safe, secure, and spotless with the Omega Security Guard and Cleaning Team. Proudly located in Milwaukee and female-owned, Omega delivers professional security and tailored cleaning services to meet your needs. Whether it's event security or a custom cleaning plan, their dedicated team goes above and beyond to exceed your expectations. Because at Omega, they're not just your service provider, they're your partner in peace of mind. Contact Omega Security Guard today or online at omegasecurityguard.com. Omega Security Guard and Cleaning, protecting what matters most.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
Bike crash? Call Gruber's offices. One call, that's all.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The average duration of a marriage that ends in divorce, 13 years. The average age for people going through their first divorce is 41 years old. So I have seen a lot of marriages, of course, end in divorce. My parents are still married, mostly because I think they just both surrendered to the fact that this is what it's going to be. We're going to raise these two damn boys. We're going to try to get both Sherwin and Tyler to finish college. Success there. Let's keep their black asses out of jail and getting killed by the police. Check there. Then after that, all right, let's get our job. But there's something that I've noticed, especially with my friends who are married and who are very frustrated, who are on the brink of divorce. So let me give an example and try and communicate it the way that I understand it. So the man will be accused of being not helpful around the house. Because taking care of a house is a lot. Even if you're a single person, just keeping your house clean, there's a lot of maintenance. You know, you got to, stuff breaks, you got to fix stuff, you got to take care of the yard. You know, you got to do laundry and dishes and, you know, it's a lot, right? Now, you add additional people into that mix, because some people are disgusting. Like, some people are just sloppy. And I have no tolerance for a woman that can't keep her house clean, and not because I expect a woman to be the one that cleans the house, because damn it, I keep my house clean. I never. I tell you what, if I go to your house and I got to use the bathroom, boy, I hope it's number one, because I don't want to have to go number two at a woman's house. Boy, I don't like that. I'll make up an excuse. I got to go home. I don't want to boo-boo at your house, but whatever. Here's a little word to the wise, because sometimes toilets are funny. When you go use the bathroom at somebody's house, flush the toilet first to make sure the toilet works. Trust me on that. However, I digress. But I don't want to be with someone that's gross and disgusting and sloppy. If that's how they are in their personal life, if I combine forces with that person, I'm going to be cleaning up behind them. And no, thank you. If we're grown and you don't know how to clean, like basic bare minimum stuff, you're just not for me. You can be cool in all these other respects, but when it comes to like combining, you know, forces and resources, it's too hard to be with a sloppy person, because that's. And also, I've gotten used to my house having to be presentable all the time, because I got a bachelor pad and I got the spot that people come kick it at, right? So I try to keep my house clean. Now, is it clean 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? No, but most days it's at least presentable in case somebody stops by. But here's a big frustration that I've seen. It's very common from some of my married dude friends. He's accused of being unhelpful, and he'll do something like load and unload the dishwasher. But if he doesn't load and unload the dishwasher like she does, like the way she wants it. Now look, the dishes are getting clean. The damn dishwasher is getting loaded. It's getting unloaded. Now remember, he's being accused of not being helpful, so he's loading the dishwasher. But then she'll say some mess like, you ain't doing it right. I'll do it myself. And now she is dismissing the fact that he is, in fact, listening to her and saying, you know what she's saying? I'm not helpful. Let me help with the dishes. You know, just let me start there. But then she wants perfection when she's not perfect herself. If the dishes aren't loaded, unloaded the way she would do it, she dismisses his effort. And eventually, ladies, you're going to lose your man if you keep dissing and dismissing his way of being helpful, if it isn't exactly the way you want it done. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be back for hour 3.
Here at the new 1017 The Truth, we aim to be a staple in Milwaukee's Black community. We are committed to partnering with local organizations and supporting Black-owned businesses. We are proud to call Milwaukee our city and promise to be a positive reflection of our community. We look forward to celebrating Black culture and excellence with you every day as we make history and continue to uplift the voices in our city. Join us for the journey at the new 1017 The Truth, founded by Gruber Law Offices. Milwaukee Black Talk.
Truth Nation, let us talk our ish for a moment. There is no other station in the country where you get a front row seat to hear from some of the biggest names in politics, pop culture, and sports. People like Grammy Award winner John Legend.
Knowing that fight isn't over, knowing that we've got to stay motivated and stay inspired. Glory was the song that myself and Common wrote. Two brothers from the Midwest, from Chicago and from Springfield, Ohio.
Oscar Award winning actor Don Cheadle.
I know that we're the bright, shiny thing that sometimes gets the attention, but I would say don't listen to celebrities. You don't have to listen to us. Listen to yourself.
And President Donald Trump's son, Don Jr.
When did we have a strong economy? And I don't think anyone with a straight face can say right now. And the reality, when you look at it, it's not even voting for my father. Look at the team that's now surrounding him.
Tap into the award-winning and nationally recognized 1017 The Truth by downloading the Truth app and streaming us live at 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Milwaukee Black Talk.
Metastatic breast cancer, or stage 4 breast cancer, happens when cancer spreads beyond the breast to other parts of the body. About 168,000 women are living with it today, with Black women at a higher risk due to various factors. Research has led to treatments that help manage the disease and improve quality of life. The Everyday Counts study explores how nutrition and exercise coaching can support women with metastatic breast cancer. To learn more about the Everyday Counts study in Milwaukee, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu. If you or someone you know has stage 4 breast cancer, please encourage them to call and enroll in this valuable study. Again, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu.
Milwaukee's Black Talk lives here. You are listening to 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Welcome to hour 3 of The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. So we're talking about the objective facts of marriage and divorce, with, of course, people on the YouTube throwing in their specific subjective situations with relationships. The average cost of a divorce in the United States, and this is a part that I think is prohibitive for a lot of people while they are still married, even though they wish that they weren't. The average cost of a divorce in the United States, this is the average cost, is $19,458 per couple. Half of them are probably more expensive than that, but also half are likely less expensive. But what if you don't have that money, though? What if one of the reasons why you're getting divorced or why your marriage is dissolving is over money? Couples fight over money. We spent a year here at 1017 The Truth, and all of us participated. I don't know who the morning show was. I think we still had, I think it was the hybrid morning show where it was a combination of either Melanie, DZ, and or Joe, where we spent a whole year talking about financial literacy. Well, now we call it financial fluency because we've revised the term. We took literacy out of it because apparently that's negative. We call it financial fluency. because with this platform, you have the ability to provide information to people, information that they maybe never received in life or never received in school or never received from their family. So this is one of the great benefits of having this platform. We can take a subject that people are not very focused on or versed in, and we can talk about it. So for a whole year, we did these interviews and did segments and then commercials with our friends over at Northwestern Mutual, because our community doesn't quite understand money, that money is a means to an end. It is not an end in itself. Just having money is not the end. Having money is the beginning. And if you have a level of financial fluency, like you know what to do with money, you know how to invest it, you know where to put it, you know how to make it work for you, you know how to do all of those things. Maybe you studied it, maybe you grew up in a family that was very smart with money. You can't be involved with someone that doesn't have your level of financial fluency, or if they're not willing to learn from you, it will kill your relationship. Because if you have a saver or if you have an investor and a spender, y'all are going to counteract each other, and it's going to drive the saver and the investor absolutely insane. Money is a huge, huge issue, especially if you're combining resources. Now, here's something else that I found out. Every married couple got their own secret money. Yeah, that's right. Oh, you don't think, sir, you think your wife doesn't have an escape bank account? Yes, she does. And her mama probably puts money in it for her to leave you. Oh, no. Well, here's the thing. Maybe she never leaves you. But she got escape money in case she got to leave you and she got to get another apartment and she got to pay security to get away from you. Oh, yeah, she got some money. You'll never know about it. And sometimes that money is in another man's pocket, though, too. But we spent a whole year with Northwestern Mutual having folks on our shows, mostly me and Dr. Ken, but I think that they did other people's shows as well, trying to get our community a little bit more well-versed on money, because it's harmful and detrimental to us as a people, but it also is harmful to black businesses. It's harmful to black relationships if we don't know the importance of money and the utility of money. Because some people get married for money, meaning they don't have any, or if they get some, they don't know what to do with it. The first question that I asked somebody, because when the Powerball gets real big, here's what's crazy. Like, I never played a lottery because I don't. And I have a whole thing about gambling. Gambling is for poor people. Rich people don't ever gamble. Rich people take entrepreneurial risks. They don't go to Pato and think they're going to hit big. It's different. I'll ask somebody when the Powerball gets to 600, 700 million, which is crazy because I'll play then, but I play then just for the fantasy of it, because it's fun to think about what you would do if you won all that money. Most of you would go insane. I would temporarily go insane as well if I won that huge amount of money, but it's fun to talk about it. But it's weird because like Powerball gets to 600, 700 million. I'll play then, but if it's 50 million, I won't spend the $2 because 50 million clearly is not enough for me to spend $2. But if it gets to 700 million, well then sure, I'll spend my little $2. So when we're all in Powerball fever, I'll ask somebody, a woman, hey, what's the first thing you're going to do when you win? Like, what are you going to do? And they go into this insane barrage of all the stuff they're going to buy, all these ridiculous things. That in and of itself tells you, like, the first things that come to their mind tells you what kind of person they are with money. I only give one answer when somebody asks me that question. But if you would ask me that question when I was 25, the answer is clearly different than me being 50. Sherwin, what's the first thing you going to do if you win the money? You win the $700 million for Powerball. First thing I'm going to do is nothing. Nothing. You know how many affairs you got to get in order? That's why they give you 180 days. You're going to need a lawyer, financial advisor. You're going to have to set up a non-revocable trust. You're going to have to, oh my goodness. And you shouldn't be claiming the money. Your trust is going to claim the money, and no one can know who the trust is because Wisconsin is one of those disclosure states. Worst thing that could happen to me is I win the damn Powerball and they announce on the news my black ass up there wearing a gray tracksuit just won $700 million. Everybody coming after me. If I found that I won that $700 million, it's going to be on the news. we have a Powerball winner. Apparently, they're from Milwaukee, and this is the location in which they bought the ticket. It's going to be a bunch of interviews with people. Oh, I think I know who it is. Oh, I was in line, too, at that same time. Because they know exactly when the winning lottery ticket was bought, and everybody going to be like, oh, I think I remember seeing the person that was in line. If I won the Powerball, the drawings are on Wednesday and Saturday. So I'm either going to find out on a Wednesday or on a Saturday. If I win on a Wednesday, I'm coming to work on Thursday. Y'all ain't even gonna know. I won't even buy a damn new pair of shoes. I'm still coming in my Chevy Volt. I'm probably gonna wear that same fleece zip up that my cell phone fell out of. Y'all ain't gonna know nothing for months. And the only thing you would know is just, oh, I think I'm going to just travel for a while. Y'all won't even know. Let's talk to somebody that definitely knows what to do with $700 million. Hello, Lisa.
Hello, Sherwin. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Lisa. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Most definitely. I would get a lawyer, an accountant. First and foremost, no one will know anyway, first of all, because I'm like you. I got a plan what I'm going to do. My bestie going to get money. My nieces are going to put money in an account. Oh, you're only going to get so much money a month. You're not going to get all this money. No, you'll get it when you're about 45 or 50 after I leave it. You know, things like that. You know, you got to put things down. Or, you know, I would have things planned like that. Then, of course,
you can't do that,
I'll move
Lisa.
to Africa. What do you mean I can't do that?
I'll tell you why you can't do it. So you have some people in your family you can't give money to, but there need to be strings attached to it. So I have the list of people in my family I would give money to. Several of them would have to complete a college degree or they get nothing. And I'd pay for it, but they'd have to complete it. Some of them would have to get clean and sober because you can't give money to a drunk. They'll die. You know what I mean? Like you got to.
Well, those I'm giving the money to don't have those issues, so I'm not worried about that.
All right, now.
So, you know, but
how much
yeah,
you gonna give
I
me?
got a plan, love.
How much you gonna give me? Let me get a little break me off a little piece.
I'm like, I will buy you a sweatsuit. There you go.
I don't want no damn sweatsuit. Well, I got a sweatsuit now. I want something. Don't give me the money. Don't buy me nothing.
Give you the. What you gonna do? Well, the way you talk about Bob and I don't know about that. I don't know.
You heard that?
Yeah. Yeah, and stop saying I sang at Prince's funeral. I didn't sing at Prince's funeral. No one sang at Prince's funeral. No,
you were
no
interviewed
one sang
though.
At Prince's funeral. Yeah, but what the fact that no one sung at Prince's funeral?
Why did I think
no one
you
sings
sang?
at Jehovah's Witnesses' funerals.
Really? Y'all don't have singers?
No. We all sing together. We all fellowship together. No, there's no A and B selection, solo selection like in the gospel, the Baptist churches.
Do y'all have a choir? Is there a Jehovah choir?
No. We are the choir.
Wait a minute.
We sing in unity.
Right. Okay, but you guys do have like hymns, right? That you sing.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yes.
But there's no.
Yes, but we sing in unity.
There's no solo singer.
No,
really?
Thank you, Jesus. No competition. Girl, watch Sister Betsy. Why she got to sing all the A? She got to sing all the A selections. That ain't right, Pastor. That ain't right. That she got been there, done that. Mm-hmm.
Oh, y'all
Sister
petty
Lisa got to sing all the time.
Okay,
yeah.
Y'all get petty
My
like every
pastor
other
wanted to
religion.
take me. Oh no, we don't get petty. I'm talking about the Baptist churches. I've been through that.
Okay.
When I was a Baptist, yeah, I've been through that.
So you changed from Baptist to Jehovah. Which one is better?
Yeah.
No, I don't answer that.
Jehovah.
I knew you were going to say that.
Jehovah.
You have to say that.
Jehovah. Well, because it depends on how if you go to church for entertainment, go to church. I wanted to understand and know the Bible. And that's
Can't you do both? Black church is very entertaining.
No, because when you turn to Ephesians 3 and 4, I want to know what Ephesians 3 and 4 is. I don't want you to tell me I was in Arkansas and I used to drink the 2040 and I used to pimp this and that. I don't want to hear that. That has nothing to do with Ephesians 3 and 4. Talk to me. Talk to me about the Bible. I don't care what you did in your life. What does that got to do with me? I want to know what this Bible is all about.
But what if they have to make it relatable? Because you can't always just quote the scripture now.
The Bible is very relatable. What are you talking about?
Not all of
These are people in the Bible. They're just like you. They're no different than you are. They're just giving their story. That's all.
All right.
So yeah, I just don't. You know, you get tired and frustrated.
But look at
yeah. Shirley Caesar. Oh, I love Shirley Caesar. Yeah.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkeys, rabbits. You name it! God damn it!
Yeah, I know. I grew up with Shirley Caesar. My mom was a gospel singer, so I grew up with Shirley Caesar. So that's all right by me, Shirley.
All right.
Go on, Miss Shirley. Yeah,
Lisa,
another thing.
Yes, go ahead.
Look, Lee, when I was in my relationship, I was anal. I'm not gonna lie.
You were what?
But, he respected that.
What?
Yeah.
You were.
Look,
wait a minute, Lisa. Wait, you were what?
I liked the things a certain way. I liked my toilet paper a certain way.
What did you say?
I thought I was anal. I was a butthole. But he respected that. When he did wash the dishes or whatever he tried to do, I respected that.
Okay.
I wasn't going like, you didn't do that right. No, thank you very much. But I appreciate it if you don't do it again. Because I'm going to have to go behind you and do it.
But see, that hurts a man, because if he probably didn't learn to do domestic duties exactly the way the woman did. And so what I have noticed is sometimes women will diminish a man's effort. She'll say, oh, you're not being helpful. And then he tries to be helpful in the best way that he knows how. But because he's not doing it the exact perfect way that she wanted it done or the way she envisioned it, in her head, she's like, oh, I got to do it myself. And now she's still doing the same amount of work and dismissing the fact that he did attempt to be helpful. And like that kills relationships. And women do that a lot.
Well,
if a man asks a woman for help, we'll take her help however she gives it to us, and we will love her and appreciate it. We won't expect her to help in the exact way that we do it, because that's insane. But women think you have to be perfect when they're not perfect themselves. And that's common. I'll just do it myself then. I got to do everything. This man over here emptying the damn dishwasher. The dishes is clean. They're put away. But he didn't do it the way she envisioned in her head. Get out of Dodge.
I will respect you if you told me you didn't know how to do it.
He knows how to do it. He just didn't put the plates in the right here and put it over there, and you got to do it.
No. As long as if you put them in the dishwasher and they clean, I'm good.
Thank you.
I'm not. No, they don't have to be lined up all.
But that's just one example.
Thank you.
There's always things that now this is not all women, but some women want certain things done in a particular way, in their way.
Right.
And if a man doesn't know how to execute it, because she wants perfection from him, and doesn't get it, and she finds that disappointing, but we accept her for how imperfect she is, because lo and behold, heaven forbid, if we call her out on messing something up, she's going to have a whole fit, because,
But you got to make it make sense. Like, I told him, look, leave the pantry alone. Don't mess with my pantry. He was like, what? I said, look, all my stuff is in alphabetical order. I said, now, when I go grocery shopping, I need to go in there and look and see what I do need and don't need. So by you going and messing and rearranging things and messing things up, then that means I got to go look for stuff. I might buy stuff in abundance, and I'm going to get upset.
You don't group your food by food type? Like canned food?
Like I have all my...
Okay. Yeah. Oh, you one of those. That's ridiculous. Yeah. You need to get over that. That's insane.
Well, I need to know if I got 4 green beans and 5 corn.
Look. You alphabetize the green beans with the G's?
Yeah. No, not with the cheese. The cheese is in the refrigerator.
No, the G's. The G. G for green bean. Put everything with C for canned good. I want a divorce. No. I don't want this. I don't want to be married. I'm done with you. I've had enough.
I bet you'll appreciate me. Lisa, why you got 18 cans of corn and 37 cans of beans? I'll be like, cuz, you know why? Because you told me just put them all where all cans is. Now you got beets and greens and beans and potatoes and who named it? There you go. Shirley Caesar said you name it.
Okay.
I love you, Sherwin.
All right, bye.
You have a good day.
You too. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Damn, all them canned goods. So she one of those. Canned goods aren't even healthy for you. You can't cook. You know how to use a can opener. Okay. What's this here? Top reasons for divorce. We're going to talk about those on the other side. Stay tuned. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. We'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's Dr. Ken Harris, and you can watch me now live on YouTube every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m., and you can watch the best radio show in Wisconsin by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Watch me explore the issues which are shaping our community while also having fun discussions, pop culture, current events, all kind of stuff going on right here on YouTube right now by subscribing to 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk is now streaming live on YouTube.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Brewers and Padres action is coming at you June 6th through the 8th. Catch an electric weekend of baseball as two of the game's youngest superstars square off. The first Friday game of June means Wisconsinites can grab half-off tickets to the Brewers series opener on the 6th, then score one of the top giveaways of the season, a Jackson Churio replica jersey presented by Chevrolet for the first 25,000 ticketed fans through the gates June 7th. Get seats at brewers.com.
It's 1017 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. There's no better time to upgrade your windows and doors than right now because you can get up to 6 years of 0% financing at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Yes, no interest for up to 72 months and the full Pella experience is always included. That means the Pella team is with you from start to finish. They don't disappear after the work is done. Set up your free in-home consultation. You commit to nothing at this point. A Pella design expert will listen to your vision and then present the different colors, sizes, and customizations needed to make that vision a reality. It can feel overwhelming to consider what feels like limitless possibilities, but Pella's design team can help narrow those options down for you to create that dream upgrade. Hurry! Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Certain restrictions apply, and the deal ends May 31st, 2025. So visit PellaWI.com today.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Do y'all remember when this album came out?
Let me tell you about this girl. Maybe I should. I met her in Philly, and her name was Brown Sugar. See, we been making love.
This was the most, still is, chillinest neo soul album of all time. I was in college when this came out.
Women love them some D'Angelo.
Well, then he went too far, and he did that video, How Does It Feel, where he was naked. He sounded better than that, though. Wow. He was naked, spinning around like a chocolate rotisserie chicken with his naked self. I didn't like that. I don't like that.
Watch your mouth.
I ain't like that now. Well, D'Angelo is, and he played the Wurlitzer. That's a great album. Let's talk to. Oh, it's been a while, Dion. How you been?
Hey, Sherwin, how you doing? I had to take you off speaker. How you doing, man?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, I've been hanging in. I still be listening to you every day, but you know I got a new profession now, man. So I really can't call like I used to. Because if I did call, you couldn't hear me with all that noise in the background. You know what I'm saying?
So what do you do now? So you ain't a lunch lady no more? Or you still a lunch lady?
No, I had to let that go because my job, man, I got to get up 4:45 in the morning. But I work for the city of Milwaukee, though. I know one of the guys probably listening because he said he'd be listening to you. So.
I think I knew that you've called us since you started working for the city. What do you do again? You work for DPW or something, don't you?
No, I ain't get the DPW one. I work for the sanitation department.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I go get y'all garbage and recycling.
Hey, all of them listen. A lot of your coworkers be listening to me.
I know. I gotta be. Yeah, I gotta be careful when I say so. I'm just cool. I just wanted to call, let you know that I'm still listening. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm down here at the garage now. I started to come down there to the mall because we on break, but I was down here for training, for the plow training. So, you know, I just been taking it easy, still listening to you, living in this Trump world. I wanted to come to that little event you just had, but I had to go to Chicago. I went to Chicago, so I'm waiting to the next event, you know, to come hang out with you guys.
What event did
I
I ain't had no event in probably 6 months.
That little tequila thing.
Oh, yeah, I didn't make it to that.
Oh, you didn't?
I couldn't. I had to do. My brother went, though. You know my brother. Tyler was there.
Yeah. I like talking to Tyler. He cool. He down to earth. He a real down to earth guy. I definitely like that guy, you know. And I seen Ben jamming the other day at Batanas and stuff. I told him to tell you what's up. Gave a shout out to him, you know what I'm saying? So I just been hanging, man.
All right.
So I'm on break because I have somebody listening. I don't want them to think I'm on the county time, the city time. I'm on break, but you know, we'll talk more in person, then I could let you know my true sentiments on how I feel about, you know, working for this municipality.
You already said too much, dude. Dion, you have a good job, dude. That's a good job. The pay is good. The benefits are good. Now, there might be some other stuff that you may not like, but you got a solid job working for City of Milwaukee Sanitation. You got good job security because they need even more of y'all.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna let you go.
So you don't hold on, man. You don't like it? What? You don't like it?
Oh, I'm not gonna get into detail on that.
Maybe it's you, Dion, because you change jobs a lot.
You shouldn't have asked me that. No, I don't. I was at my last job 5.5 years, and I was with the Milwaukee Public School for almost 2 years.
That's not a long time.
Yeah.
Brother, people in our age group should be at jobs for 15, 20 years.
Nope. They said that because I be reading these little self-help things that be on the internet. They said that people, I guess it was more towards millennials, but they say people don't dedicate your life. Because think about it. You could be at a job 20-something years. They don't owe you nothing. You know what I'm saying? They'll let you go at the drop of a dime. You feel what I'm saying? So
yeah, but you
it's really definitely. Yeah, you know, so, you know, it is, yeah, you did it. But I definitely appreciate you keeping it up. You know, I definitely was happy, you know, to keep hearing from you your sentiments on Trump. And we're going to see how these next couple of years be, man. I'm going to be voting at the primary. You know, y'all got me voting now, so I've been doing that on a regularly. I voted for the Supreme Court and other things like that. So, you know, I definitely appreciate you for enlightening me, and thank you, you know.
Yeah,
thank you for just being somebody I can call and talk to.
We changed your name in the because it used to be Dion the non-voter, so I think we just changed it to Dion the sometimes voter. All right.
Yeah.
Well, don't quit your job,
but
man.
I'm about to hang. I'm about to hang up and listen to you, Sherwin. When you hear me, I'll let you know my next move. I might text it to you, but you can't say nothing, though.
All right, Dion.
All right, bye.
This dude has got this one of them jobs. If you got an old school black parent, this is the kind of job that they want you to get. It could be the people. Every job that I've had that I didn't like, it was never the work. It was always the people. Sometimes you just can't work with the people. And if you can't work with the people, that will impact your job performance. Sometimes it's the culture. Some cultures at some jobs are real cultish, and it's weird to me because when they fire you, you're no longer a member of the family. But, when you're there, your family, shut up. We're all here for the transaction. Everybody relax. Now, can I be cool with people I work with? Absolutely. But, you got to keep it within reason. You know what I mean? But no, having a City of Milwaukee job with the Department of Sanitation, which I think is under the umbrella of Public Works, that is about as stable as you can possibly get. Now, here's what could be the situation. Dion might be hard to work with because, you know, he can be very imposing and he sweats a lot, y'all. You ever walk into a room that Dion was in? Some of y'all have met him because he's been to more than a few Beyond the Mics. Oh, I think we have a date for Beyond the Mic, June 27th. Just put it in your calendar. It's got to be June 27th because we want to do them in June, and that's the last weekend that we have available. You ever walk into a room that Dion is in? You may not even see him right away. He might be in the back of the room. As soon as you walk into the room, you just feel the humidity. It just gets humid because of his sweat. He just sweats. He's sweating right now. He sweats a lot. All right, top reasons for divorce. Oh, here's a shocker. 73% say lack of commitment. 55% say constant arguing. Well, this is weird. And then 54.6% say infidelity. So I guess lack of commitment could be damn near anything. You're not committed to the home life. You're not committed to spending quality time together. Maybe you're not committed to the children. Infidelity being less than constant arguing, not shocked by that. But also, you got to keep this in mind. So in this data, 69% of divorces are filed or initiated rather by women. 31% are initiated by men. Aren't we as men always accused of being unfaithful and being cheaters? I think this lack of commitment at 73%, which is the reason why people divorce, 73% of those marriages end because of lack of commitment, is a distinctly different category than infidelity, because I have maintained this. Women don't leave cheaters necessarily. Women leave bad men. Less common reasons for divorce include, now I would have thought some of these would rank higher. Work and childcare issues, 21.6%. Financial problems, 28.4% of divorces are because of financial problems. Domestic violence, 29.1%. So financial problems and domestic violence, way lower than infidelity and lack of commitment. Both marriage and divorce rates have been steadily declining for the last 25 years. The divorce rate is at the lowest point in decades, reflecting changing societal attitudes and possibly greater selectivity in marriage. The modern marriage is a very unusual hybrid. In the serious discussions that I have had about marriage in, say, the last 5 years, clearly none of those serious discussions turned into marriage, because at this point, for what, you know? And it's not, you don't marry somebody to not be lonely. The loneliest I've ever been was in a relationship I no longer wanted. When you're single, you're not lonely. You're by yourself, but you're not lonely. I got friends. I got family. It's always somebody that I can invite to the crib. Hey, Sherwin, you want to come over? Oh, Sherwin, a bunch of us are going out to dinner. Hey, Sherwin, you want to grab lunch at the market hall? I'm always around people. I got all of y'all, all 219,000 million of you all. Never lonely. And I think that is what women in particular will try and throw at a man, like, oh, you're just lonely. Oh, no, we're not. I value being by myself, because we all experience this. And those of you that are married or in committed relationships, or if you're in what I call the death loop, where you live with somebody and you're just stuck like Chuck. Stucky like Chucky. Just stuck. Can't leave. Ain't got enough money to get your own place. Woo, that's a rough one. You don't like their kids. Oh, that's rough. There are some days, and we all have them, where you don't want to be around anybody. If you're married, how do you tell your spouse that? Yeah, I don't want to see you at all. Like, go somewhere else. That's a calculated risk. Fellas, if you tell your wife to go somewhere else, she might go to the man that everybody thinks is lonely. When he's not lonely, he's just by himself. So you got to be careful with that one. There are some days you just don't want to people. You don't want to be around people. You don't want to deal with people. You don't want them complaining to you, because everybody needs help. They always need something. It's too hard. So the modern discussions that I have had with women that I've actually considered these kinds of relationships with, and this has got to be a very specific and particular kind of woman because, and I don't want to say I'm picky, but I want to date somebody smarter than me, which I'm asking the woman to actually step down to date me. Because if I can't be intellectually engaged by her, and if she doesn't have a core competency that is interesting and fascinating to me, me and her are going to run out of stuff to talk about. So I'm asking a lot of a woman because I want to date somebody that's smarter than I am because I want to be able to learn from her like literally every day. But the situation is because the age that I'm at, and I'm not really going to date younger women because no thanks. Younger women, that's a different conversation. But to be in a serious, committed, possible marriage with a younger woman, nope, I'd rather not. There's a sexiness that comes with a confidence that women only get from age. There's fellas, you know what I'm talking about? When they're so sexy because they don't care what anybody thinks, and they've got their lives together, and they're not worried about their reputation as much as they were when they were in their 20s or in their 30s. They're not climbing the ladder anymore. They either have their own ladder or they're just sitting atop the ladder looking down at everybody else. Those are some bad females right there. But the serious conversation is she has her own house. She has her own real estate. I got my own house. Ain't nobody selling their real estate to go move in with the other person. That defeats the purpose. You can be married and live in a whole nother house. Think about it for a second. You don't need to be up under somebody all the time. Ain't nobody codependent around here, especially if you've been single for a real long time. But here's how it would work. Hey, this week, we'll hang out at your house. You know, we'll have dinner, and we're gonna do some stuff in the yard. We're gonna plant a little flowers. Okay, cool. But hey, this weekend, you know, because I got to do some stuff real early on Sunday morning, so I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna stay in my house this weekend. Oh, okay. You want me to come over Sunday afternoon? Yeah, sure. You can come over to my house Sunday afternoon. And then next week you can be at my house. Oh, okay. The luxury of having two houses where you can go and retreat to your neutral corners. But most women, younger women, no, we got to live together because your broke ass doesn't have your own house. Get a house. You're too old to be renting on the east side. You're 44 years old. Talking about I live in River West. Get it. You know, The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 101.7 FM. We'll be right back.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I've got to share that I am also a beneficiary of the Old National Bank Empowerment Loan Program. So, Tracy, with that being said, what is the Empowerment Loan Program?
Great. Well, the Empowerment Loan Program is a special purpose loan program that we launched 2 years ago. It has been a success. It was something, again, near and dear to the heart of not only our chairman and CEO, but just our organization as a whole. We work with contractors, consulting firms, retail food operations, daycares. In fact, so far, we've approved $50 million of loans to minority and women-owned businesses within a 2-year period.
And for those that are now leaning more into this conversation, what's the best way to get in contact with you as part of their interest in the Empowerment Loan Program?
I'm going to give you my cell phone number to the listeners, 414-687-7393. And if that doesn't work, feel free to reach me at my email, tracy.meeks@oldnational.com.
Tracy Meeks, Senior Vice President, Community Lending Market Executive from Old National Bank.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Here is Carrie Noni with her truth.
You know, sometimes the mundane isn't a burden, it's the beauty of living. I came to this conclusion after recently watching the movie Subservience on Netflix. It's a crazy film, y'all. I would suggest you check it out. But it's a story that explores our relationship with technology and how it's programmed to take our burdens away. This movie really got me thinking about how much we're wired to avoid struggle. We create tools and shortcuts to make life easier, whether it's robots, apps, or even outsourcing everyday tasks. But in the process, we risk forgetting the value of the little things we go through every day. Sure, folding laundry or grocery shopping might feel like chores. I literally dread cleaning up. But isn't there something grounding about them? Something that reminds us we're human. Life isn't just about the highlights or the easy parts. It's about the messy, repetitive, and sometimes inconvenient stuff too. Think about it. Who would you be if you didn't have to face the small frustrations that test your patience, or the routines that push you to show up for yourself or the people around you? The mundane moments, the ones we rush to escape, are often the ones that shape us. If life was nothing but convenience, where's the growth? Where's the grit that teaches us resilience? And most importantly, where's the appreciation for the moments that do take our breath away? So maybe the next time you find yourself annoyed by the daily grind and are on the brink of crashing out, you pause, you breathe, and remind yourself that the beauty of life isn't just in the big moments, but in every little thing that makes them possible.
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Listen to Jammin' with Juice with Ben Jammin' and Carrie Noni weekdays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, at 1017thetruth.com.
Tune into the award-winning 1017 The Truth's Black Business Give Back Spotlight this Friday at 3:57 p.m. We will be joined by Linnell Norden, owner of Circle of Friends Adult Day Program. We will discuss the safe, secure, and fun setting they provide to adults with special needs. Again, that is the Black Business Give Back Spotlight with Circle of Friends Adult Day Program, Friday at 3:57 p.m. on 1017 The Truth. Come on, Jill. Oh, look who we have on line one. I know you have a lot to say on this topic. Don't get me canceled today, Al. Don't use words that'll make people cringe, please. Thank you.
Well, the only thing that's going to make them cringe is if he or she decides to get lazy or get comfortable. See, that's where you get the weakest link. Remember terms and your conditions. Marriage can be great. Yeah. First, you got to pay attention. You got to pay attention to who you say I do to. And in this world, you don't care about their potential. Because a lot of times when it comes to potential, you can stay with them with all that potential, and they will give that to somebody else who did absolutely nothing, and they didn't walk through the process with them. Number two, you don't marry to struggle. Some people who marry, whether it's he or she, they might not want you to struggle. They just want you to be their peace, and they will be comfortable with who you are and what you do. You don't marry to struggle. If you got to say I do and struggle, you wait it out until they get their stuff together, and you keep doing what you need to do. The other thing is don't get too comfortable when you get married, which means you lose your dedication, your motivation, your inspiration, and now you just get lazy with it. You let your body go. You sit there and fart all day and just be negative and be a Debbie Downer, Debbie Downturn. Because what happens is you might find somebody who's the exact opposite, and you're going to give those yams because you're going to find it to be very stimulating, especially if they're talking something mentally and you going home to somebody who's just sitting there saying, oh, we're married. You want to do it? No, that's going to get horrible. Also, when you're married, you got to live life together, travel, go to the gym, motivate each other. It's a sunny day. We're getting out this house. We're not going to sit around here and get drunk. We're going to do that tonight when we get home. And if you do those things, then the marriage will be good. Here's what I want all y'all to understand. If you start getting accused of doing something, just tell them, let me go. Because when they start accusing you, they're trying to pick your brain to try to make sure you don't find out what they're doing. That's the number one rule in the book. And remember that old wise saying, treat him or her like sugar, honey, iced tea, and they'll love my dirty panties and my funky drawers. And you have some people who stuck in the marriage because they've been trained to think this is okay. So that man or woman treat them like garbage, and that woman is still right there. They ain't going nowhere. And anytime it get to y'all got to have separate bedrooms, just cut it off. Because you need to have your right to live your life, and he needs to live his life as well. And I will also say to women should always have a side account, because women are very emotional beings, and they put a lot of their emotions into it. And some men, not all men, some men will take that woman's emotions and step on it when they start smelling themselves and sniffing themselves. And then after they get one foot in the grave, they want to come back, or they want to leave you with nothing. So a woman should always have some getaway money. So anybody who feels I'm wrong will get that. So what? Because they always say a woman always has a walking ATM. You just got to know how to use it. But as long as you go through the no, that's just keeping it one. Well, we're going to keep it 100. We're not going to leave these people into the fire. That's what Catholics and
Some of
Christians
them walking
do.
ATM spit out hundreds. Some of them only spit out $1 bills. This is the difference now.
That's true, too. And if you got a real good husband, he ain't going to want you to struggle. He going to want to give you the finer things of life, and he's going to put you on a pedestal all day. But if he's complaining about $50 like it's $5,000, and he got you living in a 532 zip code, then he's not for you. Because the ones who want to give you the finer things of life, they want to put you in a 530 zip code, and they're not going to complain about the pettiness. So I just want to wish all y'all the best, and to all y'all, do you, and if that's not, do somebody else and do each other. I was always going to be married twice, but the first one had a massive heart attack, and the other one didn't divorce her husband, because I told her, I can't marry you until you divorce your husband.
Wait, Al, you were going to get married? You?
Twice. Yeah. The first one was a pastor, but she was married. And I remember her husband called and asked if he could buy a brand new Cadillac, and she told him no. I said, go on and let your husband buy a Cadillac. She said, nope. And she ended up divorcing him anyway.
You were cheating with this pastor was married? I'm so confused. She was a pastor.
Well, no.
Who's a pastor?
She was.
And she was married. Was she married to somebody else?
Yes, but I'm not cheating. I'm a free agent. So I'm not doing nothing wrong.
A pastor of a Milwaukee?
I can't break a house.
A Milwaukee church? Huh? A Milwaukee church pastor?
Back in the 90s. But remember this. You're not breaking no household if the house is already being broken.
No, you can't
you might
say
just
that.
be rebuilding.
You shouldn't be participating. No. You got to let them... you can't be involved.
But you're a free agent. If the weakest link was already broken, I'm a free agent. I'm single. And the second one had a massive heart attack because they were taking too many supplements and they didn't want to leave their family nothing. So women, if they want to put you in the wheel, get in the wheel ASAP, which means within 2 weeks, go to an attorney. So if he take a quote, you can have your money, your properties overseas in South America, your condos in Danbury, Connecticut, and you can sit back and twirl your fingers and watch out for them sisters who don't show up, because they're going to have you checked because they think you trying to take their money when the person you with want to give you the money.
Okay.
Because anything want and a desire is a commodity. Have a great one, everybody.
All right.
It's been real.
Thank you, Al, for a bunch of stuff. You know what? The second one he was referring to, he said that they were taking a bunch of supplements and they had a massive heart attack. That didn't sound like a woman. But I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not judging. I don't judge people. We listen. We don't judge. I ain't got room to judge nobody. Ever. Oh. All right, so I'm going to take a break. When I come back, so we've been talking about really divorce and being very matter-of-fact and very objective about the statistics. A couple other things I want to interject in the conversation before the show is over, but also a topic that I wish I would have brought up either earlier today or on a previous show, because I posted in Hughes Views, which is the Facebook group that does correspond with this show. A lot of the things that we discuss here, a lot of the links that I reference, I'll post in that Facebook group. You'll have to ask to join or to be allowed into that group, Hughes Views on the Facebook. Is it okay for your spouse or significant other to have friends of the opposite sex that they hang out with one-on-one? And that's a very individual pursuit. There are some women that have their male friends and they're not letting go of their male friends for anything or for anyone, meaning even if they get into a romantic relationship with someone, they're still going to maintain their friendship with that guy, even though they're in a romantic relationship with another man. I've got some interesting thoughts and opinions on that. Hopefully I'll be able to get those thoughts and opinions out before the show is over, but you'll have to stick around to see. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes will be back for our last segment.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, Gruber Law Offices and The Truth have raised the stakes for this year. The One Call That's All Gruber Cash Giveaway is now a $5K giveaway. Yes, you heard it right. $5,000 giveaway. Every weekday on 1017 The Truth, you will have the chance to be entered to win the $5K giveaway. Listen to The Truth for the One Call That's All cue to call for your chance to win $5,000. Gruber Law Offices, One Call That's All. Visit 1017thetruth.com for official contest rules.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Ready for more fun? More friendships? More adventures?
Then it's time to become a Girl Scout. Explore the outdoors, meet forever friends, and make a difference in your community. Sign up for our extended year membership today. Girls can join for $98 and adults for $42. Start in April and enjoy up to 5 extra months of fun. The extended year membership is April 1st, 2025 to September 30th, 2026, followed by a regular membership year. So what are you waiting for? Join us and be a Girl Scout.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
Hurt by a truck? Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
You are listening to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Tune into the award-winning 1017 The Truth Business Spotlight on Thursday at 3:57 p.m. They'll be speaking with Lynn Ketterhagen from the Lake Long Resort in Delavan. They will discuss the exciting offerings at the resort, including the scenic Majestic Oaks Golf Course, a variety of water sports rentals, and the relaxing Lake Lawn Queen Boat Ride tours on Delavan Lake. Sounds fun. Again, that is the Business Spotlight this Thursday with Lake Lawn at 3:57 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. All right, so my thought on this, if a woman has a male friend that she's not going to let go of, even though she's in a romantic, committed relationship with another man, is she okay with the tables being turned? Most women are not. So if a woman has a male friend who's been there for her, he's provided something for her in her lean times. when she was broke, hungry, didn't have a job, and was single. Like she counted on her male friend, even for sex sometimes, right? And she's formed a relationship with him. There's something there, unless they're like brother and sister, like you have a brother and sister kind of relationship. But if she is content on maintaining her relationship with her male friend, even if her boyfriend, her significant other, her romantic partner has a problem with it, is that same woman okay with her male friend having the same kind of relationship with a woman? 9 times out of 10, she isn't. And if she is not okay with her boyfriend having a female friend that he hangs out with on the regular or just one-on-one, then she's probably nefarious with the guy that she is hanging out with. That's first and foremost. The other thing is, gentlemen, we have to be aware of boundaries. We need our own, but then women have their boundaries too, right? And sometimes women don't break their boundaries for anybody. But gentlemen, if you're dating a woman whose boundaries are very flexible, if she tells you, oh, I don't do that, I'm not going to do that, and she does it, don't think you're special. If she tells you all the things she doesn't do and she's not going to do, but then there's something about you, you're so convincing, and she does them, that ain't got nothing to do with you. That means that's a woman of flexible boundaries. This is for me now. Y'all don't take this advice. This is my lived experience, and this is my opinion. If a woman has quote-unquote flexible boundaries, I would never trust her with her male friend because he can bend her flexible boundaries. Now, if she's a woman who is staunch and stoic in her beliefs, and if she says she ain't doing something and she doesn't do it, it could be just other things in her life, then she probably can be trusted to maintain those boundaries in situations where you are not present. But if she has a problem with you having a female friend, but she wants to maintain her male friend, nah. And again, this is entirely up to you whether you allow that or not. But if she has flexible boundaries, then she very well may have. And also, if he's quote unquote a good friend to her, he knows that her boundaries are flexible. Don't be the fool that thinks like, oh, my girlfriend is just hanging out with her guy friend. Unless he's really super gay. And I don't know if anybody is that gay. But that is entirely up to you all, whether you want to pursue that or not. Somebody said something in the YouTube chat. So Ash says, men think they have options, but they don't have options like women. Yes, we do. Every single man has a woman or women that he can sleep with. It might be just transactional, but we absolutely... See, women are not honest with one another about what you all do with other men because you don't want your girlfriends to judge you. And men know that. We know that. A woman can get pretty much any man to sleep with her, but like you got to think about at what cost, right? If a man sticks his finger in several glasses of water, his finger will eventually just dry, right? He'll still be able to use his hand. But imagine a woman being a glass of water and 50 men have stuck their finger in that glass of water. Would you drink it? It's a difference. And I think that's where things get skewed a little bit because a man who is, I don't know, a millionaire, CEO of a company, a professional athlete, one of those top-notch dudes that's wanted by everybody. Maybe he's famous. Maybe he's all of those things. He'll sleep with just like an average Milwaukee woman just for the hell of it, because he can. Men also, here's the other thing that some women get it, most women don't. We'll sleep with women we don't like because we can separate the two. Women will do the same thing, but those circumstances are very, very few and far between. There are some men, to continue to get laid, will sleep with a woman that he does not even like. Doesn't like her romantically, but to get laid, he'll do it. Just like there are men who are like the very top, rich, successful athletes and millionaire CEOs will sleep with an average woman. But the problem is that average woman thinks that now her type is only those kinds of men. Well, because she slept with an athlete or she slept with a multimillionaire CEO with condos in 3 different cities. She has now adjusted her standards to that, but those men will never be with her. I think that is what the difference is. Men tend to be a little bit more realistic, and the advantage that we have is we will easily sleep with a woman that we don't like. Women, not so much. Thank you for listening. Have a great day. Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace is up next.
This is 1017 The Truth's Kyle Wallace, and the time is now, Milwaukee. Truth to Power is your platform, and on my show, our community always has a voice. There is no topic that is off limits, and I always give you my authentic opinions on how I feel, because keeping it real is the only way I know how to get down. Listen to Truth to Power with me, Kyle Wallace, every day from noon to 1 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube at 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. Go behind the scenes of the Emmy-nominated Giannis documentary. Get the real story of the blockbuster trade for Damian Lillard. Hear the origin of Bucks in 6. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network, presented by Gallagher.